the Earth Spirit and just look to do anything on in the fight. And then at any point, Phoenix or Dawn can just join in.
Throw out stuns in the fight, etc. But you want her to be a little bit ahead. You want her to have a decent amount of farm so you can pack some punches, you know, really deal damage with that Starbreaker. That's when you see the hero come into its own. So being able to shut it down a little bit and ruin the aggressive potential of the Dawnbreaker and maybe even the Tusk as well is certainly going to be a big thing to think about for Shopify Rebellion. Also puts a lot of pressure on Arbed to do well out of this mid lane. How does that mid lane go versus the Kunkka?
It's a bit of a trade-off farm between the two. Like Kunkka can get a couple more denies with the fact that he's just has better base damage, and then you look towards Earth Spirit making the rotations. It's always going to be Earth Spirit seeks to fight first, and then Kunkka will see, okay, can I TP in and take that fight? And I think for Earth Spirit, just rotate when the fight's further away from his opponent's tower, just so that Kunkka can't just copy every move that he makes. And of course, 6-minute runes are pretty impactful in this matchup because both heroes, if they pick up a haste or a DD, they're suddenly going to be looking to side lanes even more. But yeah, should be relatively even in that regard. Draft wise though, I think for Spirit, I like the Faceless Void ban. I think for Troll Warlord, like a lot of the carries that we're seeing RTZ play so far in the tournament aren't looking too good. You throw in the Faceless Void, of course, you can stop that Battle Trance getting kind of put into mix.
On the early mid as much as they'd like to, you know, like Shopify Rebellion, these 4 heroes, they can fight, and they can fight without RTZ for a pretty long time, I would say. That is my concern, is that they're not going to be able to find what they need on the map, and Shopify should be able to answer as well. They've got 3 heroes, maybe even 4 if you count Phoenix, who can respond to the aggression from Team Spirit, and that's what I like to see versus the Spirit Break, you know, versus the Kunkka, that kind of thing. So I don't know if you kind of echo that sentiment.
I don't think I do really, to be honest. I think Spirit are actually in a pretty good spot for this draft. I think Shopify, there's a lot of pressure on them to be able to get to a point where they can dictate the game, because a lot of their heroes, if they don't cleanly use their first round of spells, the secondary fight gets even harder, right? Like terribly with meta, you want the fight to be contained during it. The Dawnbreaker Solar Guardian, the Phoenix with the Egg, and of course, the Earth Spirit with Magnetize. Like, all of these heroes are somewhat locked into needing that one key spell to get themselves into the fight. And then for Team Spirit, it's kind of the opposite story, right? It's a lot of poke. It's Spirit Breaker charging in, baiting the spells. It's Enchantress can walk up the high ground, see what's up, tank a couple spells, and then Kunkka doesn't really care too much. So I feel like for Shopify, their draft does look quite nice. Items are going to be their best friend, and also just being very methodical with how they use their spells. If the games get scrappy, Spirit will be able to just exploit some of their timings.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at, like, you know, the BKB from RTZ. You know, when are you going to use that? Can you hold out long enough to not kind of have it just kited out by Team Spirit, and yet also use it at the right time where you're not just going to die due to chain lockdown, which is possible. But then you've got the saves coming into the mix as well, right? You've got a Snowball, you've got a Solar Guardian, so it's a very interesting game when it comes down to it. And yeah, I think there's a lot of nuances in this draft you're going to see played out by both these teams. Of course, Team Spirit, they've been so scary recently, and when they pull out something aggressive, you've got to be ready to weather the storm, that's for sure. Batten down the hatches.
It's also, you're picking the terribly into the Troll Warlord, where
They're definitely the guys we're looking at, for sure. SPiRIT and Arbed, the Tusk and the SPiRIT are the ones who need to make the moves. They need to respond. Like, they just need to match like the 5-hero tempo for Team SPiRIT as 2 heroes. And also, of course, you've got that lovely Solar Guardian coming down as well. But that one's a little easier to land. So what kind of build are we expecting from Collapse's game on the Spirit Breaker? Because we've seen a lot of variations on the Spirit Breaker throughout the road to TI.
Ooh, I think probably they'll go for Phase Boots Midas. Octarine is like currently the favorite because you always just become top 2, top 3 net worth in the game with this build. And I think if the game gets difficult, you can maybe change it up a bit. But I think this Phase Boots Midas is just the most. Are going to be getting the kills.
Yeah, kind of seems like that's what Team SPiRIT were avoiding as Mira. Getting cooked a little bit hard here by Fly. Won't end up dropping quite to the Blood Grenade and to those Fire Spirits, but very close indeed. That'll be used in lane as well by Arteezy just to secure the CS, lay a bit of harassment onto Collapse. Again, just trying to survive through these early levels. Mira, he comes back in for Fly. My goodness. Keep your distance from this Phoenix. He's just bullying the Scaraf Mage at the moment. Mira is just going to TP back to base, get his health and mana back.
I think the start of this game, Scaraf Mage and are going to be getting the kills.
Yeah, kind of seems like that's what Team SPiRIT were avoiding as Mira. Getting cooked a little bit hard here by Fly. Won't end up dropping quite to the Blood Grenade and to those Fire Spirits, but very close indeed. Used in lane as well by Arteezy just to secure the CS lane. Ward was, he got out of range of the ward, hit behind the tree and then TP'd out. It's up in the top lane. This time they're going on Toro. They're trying to take down the troll wall, but they don't quite have the
for that enchant and heal build, so he's not being able to punch from a distance. In doing so, a lot of sustain coming up from the Spirit safe lane. And Shopify, I was about to say Spotify, Shopify are trying to whittle down as much as possible. We haven't really had to talk about mid lane. This is very much just as expected, the trader farm between the Kunkka and the Earth Spirit. Arbed, at level 5. That's what's cute.
Yeah. Lyle just fortified just as Arbed tried to combo down the range creep and was able to deny it from him and give him a little bit of an advantage here, at least for the time being.
I like how the Observer's really locked on the Terror Blade. We know our RTD Terror Blades at any minute. Things could go south.
You're never sure. I mean, last time we cast RTD game, he somehow ended up giving First Blood next to the enemy Ancients down this lane, so yeah, don't take your eyes off them.
Arbed though.
Making a rotation in, yeah, but actually just getting rotated upon. He needs to get away from this right now. Very fast jump down. Right jump, swooping on in, but the Bash is there, the right click. It works. won't come in time for Collapse.
The bolt's
and
coming
he's
in.
going to be able to escape on the SPiRIT. It looks like Mira might be trading his life. Yes, he will. Fly takes down one. Collapse also being right-clicked to death here. He needs to get away. Can't do it. Fly gets a double kill on the Phoenix. An unconventional rotation for sure, but it worked.
I'm annoyed because medically it looked like the bolt should have... Yeah, I guess it already hit him and it just looked like it hit him, but yeah, fair enough. So SPiRIT, they look like they're going to get a free kill on Arbed. They get the bash as well, but rolls away, invulnerable, lives the dream, and yeah. What could have just been an absolute disaster for Arbed just turns it around.
Yeah. I mean, the bait rotation where you just run at low health into the bottom lane, force two heroes to try and run you down and get out of position so that your side lanes can kill them. It's probably wasn't the plan, but if it works out, it works out. And Crit immediately goes towards mid lane as well to sponge up some XP for himself. Very important for the Tusk to just try and stay ahead on XP. And also give SPiRIT a chance to get a bit of solo up on the top side because they know he's going to be alright in the position he's in.
I just checked the combat log. So SPiRIT went to 7 HP from the Spirit Breaker right click, and then 13 HP from the Arcane Bolt. That's 2 instances of near death for Arbed.
Coming in, sees Crit. About the minute 6 for him, but up on the top side, they're chasing down Sableye under the tower. Sableye with the starting from Hoshka, he's got to be careful. He has got the Nature Attendants healing him up, but Yatoro, he's just gone down to Fly, who's just found 3 kills in a matter of instants, and Sableye is just hammering Maposhka to death. See you later. Sableye tenderizing his venison up here.
A very nice tip as well coming out. What a dive from Team SPiRIT in the fight. Come back into mid lane as well.
It's non-stop right now. The tempo is very high, but they managed to catch out Crit, but Crit, he's got the wand, gets himself up to the high ground. With the kick back from Arbed. A little bit of nice 2-play there from the two of them.
Oh, SPiRIT. Looking to be the aggressors, right? They're making the moves. They're the ones going for Arbed, going for the dive on Dawnbreaker. Just giving... Off the lane, it can feel a little bit lost, but then you just can come back into the game just like, oh, how do we kill him off? We don't have enough stuns. He's locked onto our carrion. Maybe you could argue the lane could have been a bit better, but he's still CSing perfectly fine. His game, other than his dive, is good.
Very patient here in the top side, waiting for... with the Soul Ring. Moment as well. It's not like you can really stop him being an impactful hero in fights. You know, even if you do stomp him down a bit, even if he fails some early rotations, you know, he's not like other mid heroes where he just won't have a game after that. But Pushka, he's getting run down again here, and that combination is so damn good. Tag team into the Starbreaker, but Yatoro looking for a bit of revenge, and Sableye just gone. He's going to TP across to Mr. Terrorblade over on the other side of the map.
I was hoping he'd instantly go back into the Twin Gate and then just go back to farming top, but
come back to top. Collapse here, Collapse now does have the Charge of Darkness, but the damage is there. The damage is more than there. They take him down anyway. And even a little bit coming out from SPiRIT as well. It begins.
It is kind of like SPiRIT versus the world in regards to the tip game. Like, he's tipping Yatoro, he's tipping Collapse. in the context of this best of 3, you win the best of 3, you're in the upper bracket for the playoffs. You lose the best of 3, you go even. Yes.
It's a very straightforward game, Ken. Exactly what we expected from this Terrorblade. That's not really playing a hero that can super pressure.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The real question is, was it too good of a game for RTZ? Some may say. We're going for a Midas.
Oh my god.
Which is, to be fair, on Terrorblade, carry players have been dipping in and out of going for the Midas and Terrorblade. And if he sees this game going later, buying it at this point after such a free lane is going to be perfectly fine. The question is, he could have gone for, say, Dragon Lance Manta, go for the Hurricane Pike, then you have kind of mid-game Troll plus the Spirit Breaker combos, and tanky enough to survive through the Scarab. Instead, he is going for Midas, which will delay his ability to join the rest of his team. He's only going to have to reference it. 15-20 minutes time, most likely.
Roll into the middle lane. Oh my goodness, everything is being thrown at Lal here, and I mean, it's going to work, but they throw an egg, they throw a Solar Guardian, and down he goes. Fair enough. Job's done. Mira, also going to be the next target. They're moving on in here. He's got the Magnetize, he's got the double damage rune as well. Mira does not stand a chance of surviving this one. He's going to go down as well. Nice charge from Crit, helping out with that one. Middle tower is likely going to be sacrificed here. I can't see Team Spirit mounting a defense.
Yeah, just Shopify, sorry, making all the right moves. And on top of that, I like the fact Saber Light is looking to go for this Desolator. He's not just going for a casual blade mail like you see from most offlaners. His game is very good. He's 3-0-3, 62 CS, get that Desolator, and then he will become a really big ticket core. He can easily kill Sky Orange the entire game just with one blink into Starbreaker. You know, I like the fact that Saber Light has decided that he can also become a really big core now, but with the Blade Mail, yeah, they're hitting a sweet spot. Key thing here is RTZ will just be AFK in the jungle. Like every move that we see from Shopify will just be everyone without RTZ. And maybe Spirit looks to try and exploit that. It will be quite difficult as Patrol also kind of wants to just AFK farm right now, looking to complete that Battle Fury, about half a Claymore away from it. And we'll need to play a little bit of catch up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an okay timing, of course. You know, your Toro, doesn't really matter how his lanes go. He always hits decent timings on his items. And to be fair, no one's really gone to find him in the jungle or anything like that. But yeah, like Artis is just having such a freebie right now. But you won't see the impact of that until much later on. So still going to be the kind of four-man fighting from the side of Shopify. But, you know, as we mentioned earlier on in the draft, if these four heroes can get their money, which they absolutely have, then they are a formidable fighting force. They don't really need a Terrorblade until they start going for objectives. Arbed, even looking for the Heart as the second item. Blade Nail Heart. This is the build which I think you mentioned, and yeah, it's pretty sick when you have a start like this.
Yeah, I think Shopify just kind of reading the fact that Spirit, because their lanes didn't go well, you know Spirit naturally wants to go for a Midas. You know that Troll needs to go for a Battle Fury. You have two side lane cores who kind of farm backwards, right? Like all of their items look towards going to the jungle, look towards their own economy compared to let's smoke with my team. So I think Shopify, that's why they are being a little bit greedier themselves, because they have this breathing, this window of breathing, and on top of that, they just have 9 kills, no death. Oh, farewell, Maposta.
Yeah, I thought he could get away with throwing a few toothpicks at Fly, but unfortunately the boys turn up, Crit and Arbed. The rotating duo. We've got to be ready for that one with an Arcane Rune on Earth Spirit as well. They want to make something more happen here.
They need to smoke up as well. Did you expect the first game of the day just to be a 10-0 kill lead to Shopify?
That's for sure. Now they move on. They found Lam in the middle lane. Walks into them and gets absolutely shredded. I mean, Team Spirit, they are just getting picked off one by one across the map.
Yes, I just did that.
This is big careful. You know, whatever we say right now could technically jinx Shopify. there's a lot of NA fans right now who are very excited to see what's happening. Re-entry to games.
The Eclipse hit and everything turned backwards, and now all the lower teams are just going to stomp their best of threes.
I'm here for some upsets, for sure.
Dire's top tower has some radiant-shaped problems.
Your admiral is...
So what real timings are we looking for Avicii to hit to really get involved in this game?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I've already mentioned Hurricane Pike being pretty good. I think having that wave cancelling charge yourself is always helpful. Providing that distance from the troll, also very good. On top of that, always going to be Manta, just to be able to continue farming. And then I think most likely Skadi after, and then that will be your big timing of let me go play with the team. But because your Dawnbreaker's gone for Desolator, you can now go for Roshan. You have the tag team as well, you have the medallion. Dice Reed's coming up with Shopify once again. Yeah, they're just going to look towards Roshan. As mentioned, even use the meta, take it away. Take away all the objectives to...
Attack
I like how you said that, I got real slow. It's going down really quick and then they just stop dying for a second.
Yeah. The attack team runs off, one of your even dies, and all of a sudden it's not so hard, but yeah, we'll be Team Spirit, not in any situation to go and deal with this. You know, they're still farming the med ball, their Spirit Break's got his Midas, and he's not really looking to get involved too much. I'm just going to this one away. Sadelight's going to be the one to take it as well. I mean, you're not exactly giving it to your Midas Terrorblade with a single Dragon Lance, right? Bottom side though, I maybe want to fly a little bit. The crit's here, he's ready to respond. They're checking the cliff, making sure there's no wards around. He's kind of moved into no man's land. Did he see him?
Scan and connect.
Yeah, he see him. And he's just going to be able to get on top of Niran. Should be able to do this all by himself. Although Mystic Flare comes, not going to be enough. It's just farming so deep at the enemy side of the map at the moment. They're just trying to split the map, and
that's kind of going to be Spirit's game, right? When you don't have a single kill to your side, when your can't really make any plays, it is just kind of throw bodies in, right? So you're going to be seeing the Enchantress, the Skyriff Mage, just make these weirder plays. Spirit Breaker, of course, one of the best heroes at just getting in, poking, press bulldoze. Now I've wasted a little bit of time, and that is the key thing for Spirit. Buy as much time as possible. Wait for your troll to pick up the BKB, and then hope that Shopify crossed the river with a bit too much confidence and maybe fall flat in a fight. But right now for Spirit, they are farming in the hope that Shopify put themselves in a bad position. There isn't really opportunity right now. They can just dictate the game. Potentially with the Octarine or Spirit Breaker, once he picks that up, should be tanky enough maybe to also look for a fight. But if you're going into a level 2 Solar Guardian, the level 2 Magnetize with Blade Mail, it is not going to be an easy fight for Spirit. And that's why they are going to be delaying as much as possible.
It does make its way up the net worth charts. Looking for that BKB, which is actually coming out pretty damn soon. But yeah, it's hard to see a fight going well for him at the moment, for sure. And ultimately, we've seen Team Spirit in this situations before. Like, it's not like every single game they've played, all 8 of their victories have been complete stomp. They've been down, and they've been down bad. But they've always found a way back into the game. They're so good at playing the map in the late game situation, and even the mid game situation when they're really far behind. But once again, Love looks like he's going to get caught out here, and it will be him dropping. Are you seeing similarities in this game to the game we saw with against EG, where they had that PA?
It does kind of have the same kind of tune to it, which is Guitara's telling teams, guys, just play your game, push out, do what you need to do, and they actually go, oh, did they find Terrorblade?
That is massive. Brings it down.
Is that a kill spree?
I mean, they get a kill on some Boschka short, but it's alright. He's just farming whilst the Terrorblade is dead. So it's Skyriff Mage and the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, you take those victories if you're Spirit. Your first kill of the game, it's going to be on the Arteezy Terrorblade. And you haven't really got any streaks or anything, so it's not too crazy of a death to have, right? It's not like he's giving away 500-600 gold, right? But still for Spirit. You were asking what's be happening, and this was kind of what I was going to be hinting at. Nataru, he needs to hit the creeps, play away from that pocket of aggression, and for Spirit, get those combos in play, get the Scarf behind the Spirit Breaker, hope to find maybe just one pick off to give yourself some confidence, and probably the best hero that they could pick off, they got it.
Absolutely. That's crazy.
Dire are scanning
Well,
friends.
that changes things a little bit.
A little bit, sure. But, well, they are still 15-1. It is still a 5k lead. I think, if anything... yeah. And also, it's not as if RTZ has done anything different. He's been very predictable so far, right? He's been farming the spot side of the map, pushing out. Then he came top, took a Roshan, and then he instantly scurried his way back down to the Radiant safe lane, right? Like, he's basically been here for 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah. It is just wild to have your carry die when you're 15-0 and you have an Aegis, and then the only target they ever kill in the entire game has been your big max net worth Terrorblade. But that is the kind of the draft thing of Team Spirit, though. You know, you have a Spirit Breaker and you have a Scarif Mage, so these two heroes will always be able to make this happen. But the gold went to the Spirit Breaker, you know, it was a bit, but it's just going to make him more and more annoying. So he's going to pick up the shard, get the planar pocket for the next engagement.
Dire are scanning friends.
Look at that. It's 15-0 for Shopify, but look at the hero levels. The Troll and the Spirit Breaker are actually top of the levels right now, both level 15. Earthspirit and Dawnbreaker 14, and RT's only level 13 over Midas and complete free farm. Of course, it does help that Spirit Breaker got the kill on the Terrorblade, helping out a little bit more. But...
Ooh, Crit catches him out! Oh my god, what a field coming in from him as he catches a long ball collapse. That was cute. I like that.
Very nice. The key thing there is they get the kill on the Spirit Breaker, and they're all here ready to start progressing the map, right? Arteezy, he's left the jungle, he's with the boys, he's taking the tier 2, and that's kind of what you expect, right? With the leads they have, we want to see some metas actually kind of just converging on the map, pressuring Spirit a little bit, because, like I mentioned, their levels for Spirit are looking very healthy. The item timings are slowly kicking in for Spirit. This isn't a game where if you just ignored everything and just looked at the kill feed, you'd go, wow, okay, Shopify, they're insane. Like, they're going to win the game, right? But the motions aren't really hitting right now. Like, you're not feeling the momentum and the pressure that should choke out a team with this type of kill score. Spirit are doing a very good job at continuing to stick throughout this game.
So I wonder what we're looking at for Team Spirit here. We've got a BKB up on the Troll Warlord, moving in to the... And they'll lose it. No Solar Guardian to come down and help him out there, but he's actually going for the play with Fly onto Collapse, and in comes Saberlight sliding in from the sidelines. The Team Spirit, they smell blood in the water and they want to chase this one. They know there's also no meta available for a little bit. Fly needs to get himself out of this one, but there is no way out. He's used his egg, he's used his dive, and he will go down as well. And that is a kill streak going the way of Mira here. So these little wins are pretty impactful to the Team Spirit lineup.
I think you're now going to have to start asking questions. Shopify, they got that first Aegis so freely. They had Desolator, they had some pretty big items available, but they weren't really making the moves. They kind of made the game a little bit more stagnant. And now Maposhka, is he misclicking a tip? Is he throwing out an Arteezy? He bought Midas on Terrorblade? Haven't really done anything on the map type tip? Like, I don't know.
Interesting, but down on the bottom side, they catch out Yatoro. It looks like things are coming back together for Team Spirit. But Saberlight and Crit make sure they stay on top. And there it is again. You tip my carry, I tip yours.
I mean, they need to get some type of kill, right? Like the fact that Spirit have had freedom to do anything they wanted now.
Saberlight, a little bit of attention here, and again, that missed flag come up through. Ahmed comes in to share the damage. Make sure he's going to be okay now. Once again, Crit jumps in, throws in the punch, Collapse. They're looking to take him down here. Naposhka doing a decent amount of damage from the sidelines. Might not be enough to get Collapse out of danger. As said, he's going to ulti across. Very cute, not cute enough. He does still drop. Naposhka and Mira don't commit to this one. They just back away. Tower starts to drop. Arteezy not here to drop the Metamorphosis and help out with this push. No real commitment coming out from Shopify, especially when Roshan could be respawning anytime soon. They don't know that it's coming in 2 minutes time.
I think Shopify are refinding their footing though in regards to the aggression that they can bring to the game. And on top of that, Arteezy is close to his Skadi. Potentially this next Roshan, the Skadi, the Aegis, like this has to be the window for Shopify to try and build up this lead. The entire time it's been bouncing between 4 to 6k gold. It's now finally getting to the 7k part. I think both teams, Roshan needs to be the next call they're both making here. Whoever is able to obtain that second Aegis most likely should be able to take over the entire map and dictate how games we play in the next 5 minutes. And it is respawning in 1 minute and 10 seconds time.
Yeah, so quick stop off for the Shard. And we'll get that on Arbed. Can have some uses, maybe not the one which they were super looking for. Probably wanted that Demon Zeal, depending on yeah, I think just about everyone else has a Shard, so could have happened, but alas. Smoke up now from Shopify, looking to go and contest the Roshan area, which Team SPiRIT have already cemented themselves in. How do they approach this engagement?
Careful, Kuka does have his Agnes.
Quick, jumps in, doesn't find anybody though. Immediately getting silenced up. He's just going to get taken down. It's trying to catch his fight on the back line. Parents goes fast. They like straight away. As they like try and look for more here. As Arteezy pops the ultimate, flashes down into love. He's going to drop a little bit of spirit. He's cracking in there. Some of Arteezy silenced up and pushed away by Arbed. Arbed trying to keep him alive here, and they have just done it, staying upon him and now using it to sunder and stone. Well, that is not going to be enough. He's surrounded by Team SPiRIT heroes. Arteezy will fall, and now Saberlight's going down as well. Team SPiRIT, they just stayed upon him. So cute from Arbed to try and get him away from that one, using the pull, using the push, but it didn't make a difference. Team SPiRIT never lost sight of their prey, and now they're in the pit.
SPiRIT, they farmed for that perfect fight, and it's happened time and time in the group stage, and now we're seeing it here in game 1. They were down by so many kills, they were given room to hit their timings, and Shopify, they smoked deep into the SPiRIT side of the map, and in their attempt to do it, Crit, he wildly blinks in, doesn't find anyone, and at this point already, the fight is somewhat over, right? Collapse instantly helps heal up the tusk. Terraplay's trying to run in, but the egg is instantly killed off, and Terraplay by himself, sure, Arbed is making some impeccable plays to try and keep him alive, but this isn't a fight construct for Shopify to ever really win. With that botched initiation, SPiRIT super disciplined and punishing Shopify so damn well.
Just watching that again, it's so tragic. Like, you know, again, if these kind of plays, it's great from Arbed. Like, it's super sick to try and pull this one out, but unfortunately, you know, two of your teammates are down. Right. Oh god, put that away.
That graph was
Jesus. Oh my god, if you've got any Shopify supporting friends, now might be the time for a supportive phone call, maybe a message or two. This is a tough watching moment. Such a massive lead from them, now completely gone. Team SPiRIT, you can just never count them out. They've been doing it again and again and again this road to TI.
Yeah, the key thing for Shopify is they need to get through this Aegis, and the next time they take a big team fight, they need to provide their heroes to layer themselves in to defend each other correctly, right? Keep the egg alive. Allow for Terrorblade to enter that 1v1 duel with a Solar Guardian on top. Keep the Tusk in position to maybe provide snowball saves. Like when it was so just kind of loosely thrown in, right? Like a Tusk over here, Phoenix over there, Arteezy, oh, he's running in. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to beat previous TI champions like SPiRIT like that. And of course, they're going to have about 5 minutes to refine their footing, decide how they want to approach the fight. But they do have it in them. Their heroes are able to slaughter some of these engagements. Just needs to be under their vision, under their control. The SPiRIT, on the other hand, with this Aegis, takes the top tower, move towards mid, sweeping throughout the map, and already Atara looking to go for that MKB. Often Terrorblade likes to buy a Butterfly to deal with these big physical damage carries and control. One of the few position ones that likes and actually enjoys buying an MKB. This is an item that's a little bit lost nowadays. Control, happy to go for it. And have to continue playing that threat to Arteezy.
Yeah, it's
I feel like at this rate for Arteezy, he kind of needs too many items, right? It's like you want the bridge to maybe position nicely. You want the hard fight to push them back, but also at 35 minutes doesn't feel too great. maybe a Lincoln's to deal with a charge, but then you're lacking damage. A Daedalus and a Satanic. Like, I'm listing so many items for him to feel comfortable in an engagement.
And you're also playing against Torrent Storm and Boat and all this stuff coming out from Kunkka, you know, the tidal wave. Surely a BKB is necessary here as well, and all of those items are coming after that on the shopping list right now. Oh, it's very, very awkward for him to efficientize properly as Fly has been seen, does get out. Nice TP from him, gets himself to safety, drags back a bunch of Team Spirit heroes in the process.
Claps. Got the BKB complete. Already halfway towards the Agnes.
Almost timed out very nice on Sableye. In fact, he is still going to be able to get off the X mark, so it's going to have to be a BKB Solar Guardian used from Sableye. So many resources to get away from that one. It was required, but man, it hurts.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is
SPiRIT just sticking together, right? Like SPiRIT right here, he can play on the sides of the map. How quickly he just pushed out the lane. It's why this hero is going to be so powerful throughout the later stages of this TI. You have boulders, you have planar pocket, you got magic resistance, status resistance. You kill creep waves in a split second. The rest of the team can then just play together as four. And there's another wave. Are they going to try and go on him?
Yes, they are. Crit jumps in, stun comes out, BKB immediately responded to by Collapse. And Crit, well, he's just going to see if he can play his way out of this one. He's got no Steel Totem, he's got a 4-star, but it's not going to be enough. Noble shall lay the inevitable and 4-star away, but the clicks are there, and Collapse will bring him down. But some amount of time wasted, I suppose.
He had blink though. Like with that 4-star disengage, without the Tidebringer hit, he would have been able to blink out.
Well timed.
I think to Shopify. Playing into an Aegis, just taking away a BKB, you probably take that as a win.
Once again, Shopify just trying to leave this area. Trying to just keep away from Team SPiRIT. They don't want to give them anything. And that's kind of the difference between the way these two teams are playing from behind. And like Team SPiRIT never really care about giving away a couple of kills or so. You know, as long as they're out on the map getting stuff whilst they're behind, they seem to be fine with it. Shopify, meanwhile, you know, they dropped the Tusk, but Sableye just using everything to get away. No one really brave enough to show on the other side of the map. Anything like that.
Thing is, I don't think
is that something you're thinking about this game?
I just did that.
It's a little bit of a difficult one. I'm just trying to think though more for Shopify. It's like what realistically can they do? I think once they're in the open map, it's so hard to position, and it's obviously the strength of Spirit Breaker, right? And now the whole script's turned, where Shopify now need to wait for SPiRIT to play into them, come into the high ground. Maybe the
jumps in, they find Love, he's going to be the target. Collapse immediately getting on Artesian, stopping that damage coming through. Do they have enough? No, they do not. The cheese is there from Love, going to heal him right the way up again. He's just going to run himself away. He is going to him, sure, but Collapse is continuously running at Artesian in this fight, not letting him stand his ground whatsoever. Sableye, he's going to be left behind and is taken down by a billion spears. Collapse finds another, collapses onto Fly. Arbed all alone all of a sudden, needs to escape this one, needs to dodge the X marks, and it looks like he was able to do so inside that rolling boulder. 2 will survive, but 3, 4, and 5 are gone.
Didn't expect Shopify to see that. Sure, the Aegis was expiring, but I just wasn't expecting Shopify to be the aggressors, especially with how the fight's been going. And yeah, they kind of did a good job. They kept the egg alive, but they weren't able to contain within that egg space. And yeah, SPiRIT beautifully disengaging, waiting for those key spells to get used, and upon the finish, boom, go for that second fight. Shopify, they can't take multiple engagements. Solar Guardian, egg, if they're down, it's going to be quite a struggle to deal with SPiRIT. And yeah, SPiRIT are just seeing through the Shopify draft beautifully.
How long can Radiant
Probably not taking Rex unless Poposhka wants to just stay here by himself. Already leaving now.
Well, just kind of starting with that fight wonderfully as well, just kind of being the big bait and holding that cheese, ready to get it off. And of course, that was made possible. They would have had the damage to bring him down, but Collapse was just there, charging in on Arteezy over and over again, stopping him from just being able to stand there, use his Metamorphosis, and kill off that in this stun duration. And that really was a difference maker. Like, Shopify weren't wrong. They could have killed the Conquer, but Spiritbreaker just constantly disabling their damage dealer. It's ridiculous. So hard to point into now for Arteezy.
Kind of feels like Shopify already are Okay, so where's our big comeback play? And of course, I think when a Tusk's in the game, Aghanims will be maybe the saving grace here. If you can get it in, what, maybe 10-15 minutes time, don't move a later racks, you kick someone deep, it could be enough. But yeah, right now, they're going to have to play a little bit more of a farm game, get the waves pushed out, and just respect the Spirit Breaker doing so much. He has Octarine, Yashakaya, Aghanims, BKB. He's nearly level 25 at the 35-minute mark. This is insane. He's taking over this game.
That was really cool as well. I'm watching him here. So he was charging for Vision, right? The team weren't really in position to follow up. He was moving his phase boots and his Kaya and Yasha out of his inventory to slow himself down in the charge.
It's a really good play, yeah. I think some of the best plays from Spirit Breakers are backpacking loose speed.
Or just scattering the pigeons right now. SHOPIFY being forced back, and Artesia's trying to load onto a big charge of that people. Can't get off the damage at all. Sableye already taken out of the fight. He's going to fight back into this one. Has the Solar Guardian if needed. As Fly just playing a bit of Dance Dance Revolution over here, trying to get out of the water park and does survive it.
SHOPIFY, they need to find something right now. Artesia, he popped the Metamorphosis. It's going to be on cooldown for 2 minutes and 10. And the Spirit, they see it. They're like, okay, just disengage, guys. Get back to our high ground. And that's why SHOPIFY is smoked up. They can build desperation. They found the tower.
Alright, it's a great target. They've got that butterfly, so they're not really dealing damage to him right now. He's going to put the BKB to get out Fly, but he manages to get off the super maneuver in time. Toro just takes it down anyway. They've got Derek stunned up in the backlines here, but look at the damage coming out from Team Spirit here at the moment. Toro's unstopped. Parablade getting low, needs a thunder target, does find it, takes out low, but doesn't kill him off. Started up by Collapse once again. Collapse will not leave him alone, and the poster comes in with the damage from the impetus, gets the kill onto Artesia. It was a very, very close engagement, but in the end, Team Spirit are the victors once again.
The damage done in the fight as well. Spirit Breaker 6,500 damage, and Short goes down as well, but Trowan did 5,000 damage in the fight compared to Spirit Breaker 6,500. Like, who is the carry in this game? Collapse. He's played Bristleback. He's played Spirit Breaker. Like, he's making these heroes just completely demolish these mid-game fights. And sure, use all your resources to kill off the Toro, but it just isn't enough. SHOPIFY, I just don't see how they can take a fight at all. They're going to lose top racks, most likely mid as well.
Yep, and by the way, a little moonshot on the poster as well, so Team Spirit, you know, we're all carries on this joyous day.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Disgusting. Middle barracks are starting to fall. Bottom barracks being hit by Collapse as well, still working on that tower. Poster and Lyle dealing with the middle lane. Feeling like SHOPIFY don't have much left in the tank. They can't find a win.
You know the game's rough when your opponent offlaner is charging from bot lane to top through your tier 4s to kill off the creep wave. But we are going to see the replay of the fight here. Like, they do see your turret at the start. It looks like, okay, maybe it's something, but just look at Spirit's positioning already. They're just hugging the northern side of the fight. And for the SHOPIFY to even get close to the engagement, they're kind of having to scramble in. The egg's not in a very good position. The Solar Guardian has already been used. And the rest of SHOPIFY just aren't able to help in and do any of the damage needed to potentially have a comeback fight. And Spirit, they are just so incredibly tanky. Like, Collapse is doing more than half HP in this fight. Charge after charge after charge, and you can see on Artesia's face, they're just not finding the fights, they're not connecting on the damage.
Doesn't know what to do at this point, and I can hardly blame them. These fights just feel so damn difficult. Like, how do you play as this Terrorblade with his Spirit Breaker on you the entire time? That's really it. Like, you get on this farm, and it just doesn't matter. And talking about having all the farm, Spirit Breaker is now net worth, top of net worth, just from taking down
he belongs. Yeah. The Wind Waker. Oh. So now if I do find a hero, he can just charge in. Oh, sorry, Toro, are you dying? Let me just Wind Waker you real quick. Like, it's so good to have TI back in, not TI back in meta, Spirit Breaker back in meta. The Spirit Breaker player.
Yeah, I think probably well. You and Team Spirit fans, probably the only ones in that camp at the moment.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. LGD, sorry, I keep saying PSG. LGD, they enjoy it too. The thing with Spirit Breaker though is like, he's not a first. I mean, he could be a first pick hero. Like, he's in that territory. The only issue with him is there are certain lanes that completely demolish him. Like, we saw how Nine Pandas picked an Undying Morphling to deal with Spirit Breaker. I think how SPiRIT's drafting it, especially with like the Spirit Breaker and the Bristleback, they draft it way later down the line. So there's no room to kind of pivot your draft and to stop him just free farming. That's easy. He is now chargeable from.
Whoa. Surely he's punished for this one. At Wind Waker. See you later. The punch is grabbing the BKB around. Punches in the area as well. And Fly, he's gone. No X able to come down. And Terrible stuck in the air. He does get off the thunder, but what difference is it going to make? He's being beaten backwards and forwards like a ragdoll through the fight. Oh my goodness. It is just a beatdown now from Team SPiRIT. No chance of taking any fight for Shopify Rebellion. GG's probably in the chat line right now, not quite entered into the chat, but there we go. There it comes. Game number 1 goes to Team SPiRIT. It was looking so good, and you can see it in their faces. You know, everything was going their way until it wasn't.
A little bit of despair apparently floating around the Shopify camp, and it does boil down to when you have such an impeccable start to the game, double-digit kills to the 0. After the fact, and in doing so, you give Spirit Breaker, who bought a Midas, freedom to full farm. You buy the Battlefield and Troll, also able to free farm, and I think, yeah, if you are Shopify, you need to be more aggressive on the map. You can't spend 25 minutes just farming your own side, enjoying the fact that you're getting kills. You need to play with a bit more conviction. And SPiRIT, just time and time again, even when they are backed against the wall, they just find that moment. It's like, guys, this is our minute. We win at this time. We're going to crush the game from here. And they are just so ruthless. And yeah, you're seeing it here again, especially in this game. This is probably one of the nicer games for how SPiRIT can just come back into any type of game.
So sick. Team SPiRIT breaking spirits with the Spirit Breaker in game number 1. We're going to throw it back to the panel to break this one down a little bit further.
Yet another fantastic showing from Team SPiRIT there. They do take out game number 1. It is a best of 3, so there is still hope for Shopify, for the Shopify fans. And Winter, I know you're one of them. And it's game 1 didn't go exactly how you thought it was, especially not in the first 15, 20 minutes that we were watching.
I don't think there's much hope remaining. You know, if you lose a game like this, it's very demoralizing. I felt like if you have such a perfect setup for you as a carry and you can't carry this game as Terrorblade, it's very, very bad, you know. Like, you can't ask for a better start. The 4 of his teammates made so much space. They had a free lane. He was free farming all the way. And when they got the A-Gaze about 15 minutes, the first A-Gaze, they put it on the Dawn. Then after that, the Terrorblade went bot. I felt like that was a really huge mistake. He went bot and he pushed out the wave with his real hero. Like, why would you ever do that with Terrorblade? You're always going to push out with the illusions. Why are you taking a risk? And he died there, and it sort of messed up their momentum so much because they couldn't do anything with the first A-Gaze, where you would feel like they started the game 14 or 15-0, no deaths, and then you should be taking the whole map. You take the Roshan, you should be controlling the whole map, but it wasn't feeling like the game, they were extending their lead, you know. Everything was stagnating, like the casters mentioned. They were playing on their side. They weren't really aggressive enough.
So you think they could have shut down Team SPiRIT a little bit more if they had have, after that Aegis, run together as a 5 and kept pushing on that way? Maybe the fight that they had that kind of changed a lot around that 20-25 minute mark wouldn't have happened?
Yeah, I feel like there are a couple of reasons why. I think the fight you were talking about when they were smoking towards the top Roshan area, and they went into they jumped with the Tusk without vision because they were kind of like maybe a little bit affected by the Terrorblade's death on the bot lane. And if they made that smoke and Terrorblade has a BKB, I feel like it would maybe make a lot more sense. But at the same time, it was kind of the Tusk jumping in without vision that also made them lose the fight, you know. But it's a lot of reasons why the fight went wrong, but your carry not having a BKB and then he died when they were leading so much, it makes it very weird for the other players too. They feel like, why are we, not taking the map? So they decided to make a smoke. And the following fight as well, again, RTZ he built a Silver Edge instead of BKB, and in the whole fight, he got stunned by the Torrent Storm, everything. He just got control and he didn't do anything at all in the whole fight. And you have a Dawnbreaker that wants to cast Solar Guardian. So he wants the carry to sit in one spot and right-click hero so that you can jump and support him, But your carry has no BKB there. Then what is the Dawnbreaker going to cast?
Everyone's just on the outside.
Yeah, every time he casts his ulti, he's like running around because he can't stand on one spot because he's getting stunned. He's getting controlled.
Yeah. I mean, look, everyone's prone to mistakes. We were able to have a bit of a chat to Saberlight, and he was reminiscent of some of the mistakes that he had made in the past.
I feel like being a competitor, it kind of, you have like very high highs and very low lows. If I could change one match, one that comes to mind is probably Berlin, the first round of playoffs against Nine Pandas. I was playing Tidehunter against Ramses Void, and the reason for it is I just feel like that was like a really easy match. Like we're so much better than them actually, and like I was destroying my lane, and then I just played so bad the rest of the game. That was supposed to be a free win, and then we win that one, and then there is no more insta lose after that. So we would probably do well at Berlin. Yeah, I don't know. I just made some like silly mistakes. That's my specialty. So
They just didn't understand how to play from ahead, maybe for whatever reason. I mean, I mentioned how when the Tusk went in that top 5.
No. You have last pick, and this is a carry draft. Everything's revolving around
you. Player talk.
Everything is revolving around the carry, and if the carry is not doing anything in the game after having like a free farm game, something is wrong, Like sometimes I feel like the way he's farming, he's prioritizing his own farming pattern a lot, like efficient farming, and then he doesn't farm near his team. Like some Terabyte players where you see the way they are farming, they're always farming around their team, so he can use meta to push towers, And you would expect the Terabyte to take all the towers after the start that he got in the game.
Yeah, if you watch some of these other TB players, they are really making even early rotation and not having a BKB. To be inexcusable. This game, like you mentioned, the Kunkka, but the Spirit Break intros constantly. You cannot play this game without BKB. But I think that's obviously one big thing they have to look at. But like when it comes to, like you mentioned, they're running in with Tusk with no vision. Like why don't they have map control? They had this huge lead. They're up like 13 kills to 0, 5k gold lead. They're in control. Troll's just got like Battle Fury only. This Troll can't do anything except keep farming. That's like what
they were really good to stick on top of Uturo and shut him down. Like he really had to come back into this, like something that Uturo has done many times. But you're right, this Troll should have been a non-factor.
Yeah, so at this point, like why can't Shopify play the map the way other teams do, where you get that complete map vision control, you hunt down these heroes. Obviously Arteezy needs to be a part of that, needs to go BKB, but it's not just on him. Like as a team, they failed this game. This like kind of funny, we saw Saberlight talk about some of these games that should be like the free wins. This felt like, again, that should have been a free win with the start they had, and they threw it away. We're not even talking about how well Spirit played. They played amazing to come back, but the talk is on Shopify because they really did.
They let them come back into the game.
Yeah.
But if they played, they tightened the news, they played the map properly, I feel like it's going to be so hard for Spirit to get to the stage where the Spirit Breaker could have done so much in the team fights, Like, it's just difficult, in a game like this. You're losing a game like this, and when you have almost close to perfect, I would say maybe perfect start, how are you going to play the next game, It's so difficult mentally.
Yeah, try and aim for it. But there could have been a little bit of a flashback for Uturo because we had a similar chat with him, asking him about something that he might still be pretty reminiscent of.
Ну, я думаю, когда я пришел в команду в 2020 году, я был слишком юн, я поддавался эмоциям во время игр, во время тренировок. Я был очень вспыльчивый. Со временем это у меня ушло, я как-то это перерос. Я больше начал понимать, что, в принципе, такое командная игра, командная коммуникация, как нужно коммуницировать, как не нужно. Я был, таким средним average игроком, без опыта, но спустя года, я думаю, я стал очень хорошим игроком, как именно тиммейт. Мне один момент запомнился, это была 3-я карта Лима Мейджора, когда я играл на линии, мы играли против Shopify Rebellion, где я играл на линии, и я не нажал там БКБ, я помню, и мы из-за этого проиграли, в принципе, карту. А это была 3-я карта за топ-6, я думаю, если бы мы ее выиграли, мы бы, скорее всего, прошли дальше или выиграли турнир. У меня до сих пор возникают флешбеки с этого момента, когда в меня катится тускар, я не нажимаю, и мы проигрываем. Я тогда был в тильте после этого момента.
We're going to be seeing almost the same reaction from Yutaro, but he was on point. He made sure he had that BKB. He was making sure he was popping it at all the right times.
He bought one. That's the key point. Even in that loss, he still knew to buy one.
Maybe that was something he was really aware of when they pulled out the Tusk again, picking Shopify, seeing it. Back for Shopify, we talked about all of their issues there, but I actually want to highlight more on Team SPiRIT, right? They were able to capitalize. So you lose one fight as Shopify, but a team to be able to capitalize as much as they did on that. Team SPiRIT looking amazing. So again, what are you guys taking from this in light of Shopify, how they're able, Team SPiRIT, and how they're able to utilize the map?
Yeah. In some ways, it feels like a game that SPiRIT can actually learn a lot from because they had such a bad start, and against a stronger team, they would have lost. So I think they need to maybe look at the way they drafted Sep, the Trolls lane. I think particularly they picked this Troll after seeing Dawnbreaker, and that lane didn't go particularly well. The TB wasn't really being contested either. So, I think there's a lot that SPiRIT need to look at when it comes to how the early game and the lanes are set up.
Yeah, you would expect a Troll plus Enchantress to beat a double melee, Tusk and Dawnbreaker, but somehow, the Dom kind of still farmed less than the Troll, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough for them to say, oh, we picked this Troll at 18 and he won his lane. Enough to the point where he makes one call from the enemy team kind of useless, but that didn't happen, so they have to go back to the drawing board, and maybe the Spirit Breaker as well, because he didn't really pressure his lane a lot, but because he's an SB, right, you don't see the carries lane. So I feel like whenever in this kind of scenario, I would say that you might want to prioritize picking an offlaner with a stronger laning phase, so you don't give the enemy carry such a free time.
Okay, and when it comes to Shopify, you were very hands-on, Winter, on how you wanted to pick. We saw RTZ getting that priority again. Do you think that they're going to run it back? That's something they need to do? Or do you still double down on let's pick him early, let's change it up?
I think they have a good plan there with opening up with Arbet's Hero. In the past, they've also done it, with his Storm opening pick. I feel like the Earth Spirit was kind of like a similar idea, and they kind of managed to build a draft with when it comes to the 24 pick, it allowed RTZ a lot of options. I think that's a very, very good thing when you have an overall last pick, because sometimes you see drafts progress. The first 4 picks kind of feel like a bit meh when you go to the 24 and you're trying to figure out the overall last pick, but you don't have options, but they had a lot of options there. So I felt like they did a really good job in the first 4 picks, and it's about the mental part. How are you going to overcome this barrier when you had a perfect start and you still couldn't win the game?
Yeah, I feel like Bulba did his job perfectly as a drafter. Now he's going to do his job as like a motivator, as a coach, mental coach, because you could see it after the game, like when it showed all the player cameras, everyone was just kind of looking at their screen, not looking at each other, not communicating. That they looked like a team that was just shocked from that loss. I mean, obviously, they come in maybe knowing they're the underdogs and that spirit's going to be tough, but when you have that...
Just who will Dire ban? It's Radiant's turn to ban. Ten seconds. What's Radiant's ban plan anyway? It's Dire's turn to ban.
Thank you very much, panel. Yes, indeed, it is time for game number 2. Can Shopify Rebellion come back against that one, T? I'm not sure, because we saw a very similar opening to them in the Dream League Season 21 Grand Finals, which is, of course, a best of 5 against Team SPiRIT. And almost the same thing happened. Shopify Rebellion were ahead pretty much the entire game. And, Team SPiRIT, they found a way back into it, and every single game after that was a complete stomp. So I am worried. Shopify, they really need to find some TI magic here.
Yeah, and I think Winter shared the same sentiment with me a little bit. There's a lot of points for Shopify to look back in that first game, right? So this time, in between game 1 and game 2, it's going to be a little bit of readjustment, understanding quickly what went wrong, because the start of their game, it was exceptional. It just, they lacked a voice entering that mid game. Maybe it was just too much of the go kill, no this is how we win the game. Just, this is good. We're doing great, guys. We're at the road to international. We're 15-0 up, right? But this time around, it should be a little bit different. And already, I would like to think that this is occurring, because once you pick up an AA, you need the rest of your team to want to find the kills, to want to find the ways to close out the map, because AA loves throwing out Ice Blast and killing off heroes. And sure,
10
okay.
seconds.
SPiRIT, of course, get that Ench once again. Such a great hero for this team.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, a little surprised they let it through, but then again, what do you substitute? You know, give them the brew, give them the tree, and that doesn't really seem like a good option, so they will let it through. Please ban Spirit Breaker. I don't want to see it again, T.
I think we are going to be entering a phase where teams will need to either pick to counter a Bristleback and then ban Spirit Breaker, or pick a really strong lane and then ban the Bristlebreaker. Jesus, Bristleback. There we go.
Yes, ban Bristlebreaker. Get two
ban the
heroes in one go.
Bristlebreaker. Do it.
Perfect.
But no, I think already with the AA first pick, they're looking at, okay, Bristleback's answered, so now we can, if we want to ban Spirit Breaker, that is an option. But additionally, Shopify, they have to first pick exiting this phase. If they have Ancient Apparition and Spirit Breaker in their lineup, that in itself is a very good combination, because you have Vortexes to throw additional damage into the mix with that Magic Amp on the Bash. You then have easy Ice Blast setups. So this could just be Shopify's way of going, we've got rid of the Bristleback, and we've stole the Spirit Breaker because of our draft opening. Maybe it's a route they're going down, but these are the two key heroes, at least in the last couple games that we've got to cast a Spirit, that have allowed them to demolish games. Collapse is just on another level right now in his performance.
10 seconds.
Yeah, always finds a way into the game, but that is the thing to mention about the hero. You know, we saw it just absolutely owning in the late game, but it doesn't really do much for the first kind of 20 minutes of the game. You know, gets the Midas, just kind of farms a bit. I mean, sure, he killed off RTZ with the help of the Skywrath mage, but if you don't make a play like that happen, then the hero can be very impotent for the first kind of 20 minutes of the game until you start getting those Octarines, those Ags, those Shards. So that's kind of like the flip side, which we didn't really see exploited too much in the last game. Like, sure, Shopify Rebellion were moving around the map, getting some objectives, pushing their objectives, and getting a lot of kills, but they never really threatened for the jugular of Team Spirits. You never really had to see the Spirit Breaker come into play too much early on, and that was a difference maker. So we'll see if Shopify Rebellion do pick it up. We'll see maybe Team Spirit go for a very aggressive draft, which can take advantage of that fact.
Yeah. It's also one of those things where, like, Spirit Breaker has like a 54% win rate right now at the road to the international. So it's not as if this hero is like winning every single game. There's a lot of like information about how the hero loses. You kind of touched on it there with that first 20 minutes. And I would like to see teams not be so afraid of the hero. They ban out the Invoker. The question is, it's now got through the phase. Will Shopify go for it for themselves? Does SPiRIT care? They already have the Enchantress for a little bit of Dispel in the laning phase. SPiRIT Breaker normally doesn't go for Bulldoze in the early levels anyways, so that's not really a counter that you need to think about, but throughout the game it could be something. And okay, ignored. And now Shopify go for the Earth Spirit. Everything that I've said about SPiRIT Breaker and AA, identical for an Earth Spirit, right? You have the same logic of you have magic damage built into your hero, you have initiation, you have that ability to control and facilitate where the fight is taking place. And then AA gets to free cast his spells behind.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and you know, Albert absolutely did his job last game for the most part, at least in the early stages of the game. You know, he rolled around, he made plays happen, he linked up with crit and found the pressure. It was just in the late game where he didn't really have much impact, but the whole thing fell apart for Shopify. One bad fight, all of a sudden they couldn't play the game anymore. So yeah, part of me is worried. They got 2 picks here. But, you know, I do respect that Shopify is sticking to their ideas. No team has ever won TI by abandoning their ideas and entirely adjusting to the meta in front of them. We're
talking about Shopify right now, Nomad. They stick to it no matter what, through thick and thin.
True, absolutely. We all remember. I'm not even going to mention the hero because I'm sure it's flying through pages of it in Twitch chat right now, but we all remember. Yeah, Team SPiRIT, this is where they always stall out the draft a bit. They always use their reserve time here. This is when I'm pretty sure they've just planned out the rest of their picks throughout.
Yeah, because like normally right now for them, in this phase, it's going to be the Spirit Breakers, the Bristlebacks for them. They've already got the Edge picked in their draft, and supporting wise, it's the Skywrath Mage or the Grimstroke. is kind of the natural look of their lineups. But if they do want to go down that route, they could potentially still go for a Sky or a Grim plus any of these big offlaners.
Dire should pick
Question
them.
is, you already see the Aster in mid, so you could just go for that, and yeah, they just go for Spirit Breaker. I would like to see Sky or Grimstroke with this pairing, because it just gives your lane better purpose. Dark Willow as well, a perfectly fine option if Mira wants to play it. Whenever you pick Spirit Breaker, the key thing for this hero is make sure that your lane, you have a little bit of punch in it. Like if that support steps up the lane, charge into spells, get the kills, and all right, fair enough. I didn't expect them to double pick the cause. Maybe, I'm gonna say maybe, but with like a 1% maybe. Maybe Spirit Breaker's a 4 position here, maybe. But Collapse, 99% probably playing it. But that's where the puck could come into the mix here, where it's like, okay, let's not show our hand too early. Let's keep the Spirit Breaker a little bit ambiguous if we have to. And that's why we'll go for the puck, because we already see our mid matchup. Yeah, I feel like Sky and Grim still so powerful for Spirit if they were to be able to get it into their lineups.
Yeah, definitely. Perhaps one of those for Shopify. They've still got a support hero to pick up here. I mean, again, the 1% applies to Earth Spirit as well. Maybe Crit Earth Spirit could come out, but more or less it's just going to be a mid laner, and there's going to be a Centaur for the positions 3. And might just pick up their full off lane here and once again save that last pick for RTZ.
They don't have that perfect hard lockdown, right? Centaur, a very slow hero to link Hoof Stomp. Same thing with Earthspirit, you have a roll, and then you can't rely on the cold feet as well. So is Crit going to step up into the game and pick up that extra bit of stun? Because Puck right now is kind of a free game for Puck. Same thing for Spirit Breaker. Once he gets bulldozed, there's not a lot of continuous control. It's very much like they kill one hero. Maybe Crit can fill that void a little bit with his pick.
What do you feel about the Crit Willow?
One of the best Willow players for sure across the world. I think Willow or Grim also fits pretty well for them. The only issue with that is Willow is exceptional against Spirit Breaker because he can't freely charge through the fights. He's always going to accidentally hit a root, and that does pretty well. When I was mentioning instant lockdown, they don't go for lockdown. They just go for the silence aspect. And the heroes that we were talking about, all of them would have... Like, I think Willow's probably the best out of the options, but they go for the Scarif Mage just for that burst potential.
10 seconds.
You know, if you see a hero right now, Vortex, Ancient Seal, Stomp, Double Edge, that hero is going to die no matter who you are on the map, right? For a nice blast on top. And of course, Puck doesn't like playing into Ancient Seal. Grimstroke. Sure, as expected. There's the Grimstroke for Team Spirit that we were mentioning earlier in the draft.
Yeah, well, you thought a Spirit Breaker was scary last game. How about a Spirit Breaker with Inkswell upon him as well? That is going to be quite the thing to play into. I'm worried, T. I'm worried, T. There's no answer for the Spirit Breaker again. If he gets to that point in the late game where he's got all his items, he's got all his net worth, and Collapse is just going to absolutely roll them again. I'm shaken.
Right now, I want to see Lifestealer for Team Spirit.
It's Radiant's
I think people might go, well, he can't regen. But no, he just infests during the Ice Blast. He can also buy items to further hide offensively in that regard. You don't really care about the initiations because you can always hit Rage. And then you can jump into Puck or Spirit Breaker and get the old school Infest bombs going into it as well. They're already banning out Void. So I think, Lifestealer for me is one that instantly comes to mind for Team Spirit. Shopify will have ultimate last pick in the draft though. So RTZ will get to see absolutely everything to then lock in his carry. A lot of pressure on him to execute in this game. Yeah, Spectre, pretty cool ban. We saw a little bit in the group stage. Very low cooldown now on his ultimate, 60 seconds level 1, scaling down to 40 seconds at level 3. Loves to play in a pick-off game, and of course Team Spirit is pick-off central right now with their draft.
Yes, we'll expect something similar along those lines. Killing hero. I don't want to see a TB minus again, and thankfully it's banned out, so we won't. But I'd like to see something active, something they can pressure with. Utilize this Spirit Breaker's weak period, and maybe get some more objectives on the board and put a bit of a chokehold on Team Spirit, because you need to find a way to lock them in the base. Like, these guys don't like staying in their base.
Is Spirit going to steal the PA away from Shopify? It's available, and Shopify, their entire draft is about finding the hero to burst them down. If you then have a PA who's inside Blur, with the chaos of a Spirit Breaker Puck in front of you, they might never be able to fully kill off that hero. And
5 seconds.
yeah, I think stealing PA could be a pretty good option here. Just trying to think if there's any major counters in play for Shopify to then go back with. But... okay, you're Wraith King. I guess it kind of. I leaned on the point of. Yeah, I leaned on the point of if you can't find the hero, you can't kill them. Imagine the point of okay, you find the hero, but you can't kill him twice. And what will RTZ go for? I think PA is like not an obvious choice, but like it's just a casual RTZ hero, right? Do I think it's the best hero for the game? Not really. So okay.
Chaos 9. All right. Well, it's active. It gets stuff done. It gets onto the map. I think this will. I mean, it completes the draft. Again, after last game, I'm so worried that they won't be able to put the pressure on. But this is everything they need, right?
It's good for their own draft, not great for their opponent. I think for their own team, they need constant fight, like constant go. So now SPiRIT, when he looks to a side lane, he should get a kill no matter what. It's a Centaur Sky lane or a CKAA. Like there it is. You should expect Shopify to find double-digit kills again very quickly in the start of this game. But on the flip side for SPiRIT, the longer this game goes, just the easier it will get for them. Wraith King will be able to survive that burst. Ice Blast he doesn't really care about. He has a second life. If CK uses Phantasm and his illusions die off over that burst, again, you're never killing off the Wraith King twice. So I think for SPiRIT, we're going to be looking at an identical game one where they will play out their lanes, sit back for a second, evaluate if they can be aggressive. If they can't, they will then delay until all the items kick in and the damage and the pick-off potential from Shopify will start slowly falling off as the game progresses. But for Shopify,
so
they executed really well in game one, right? So they just need to copy that. I say game one, first 10 minutes. Let me just clarify.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, they didn't just have a good first 10 minutes again. They had a fantastic first 10 minutes of the game last game. They were killing off every single lane. Like, they basically came out of the laning phase, like, I think 2k gold ahead, which is all right, and a bunch of kills. And yeah, like, do you think they can repeat that again with this draft? I mean, surely you can't rely on that.
It feels like they're kind of looking to rely on that in some regard because of how they've drafted, right? They've looked at the positives from the previous game and gone, how can we take these few positives that we did find from that game one, how can we use that to our advantage in this second game? And they have drafted pretty much on the beat of that logic, and it's on them to execute now. I think, of course, it does help this time around that DZ's playing an illusion hero that uses illusions across the map rather than to his own jungle. He naturally needs to be part of the team and to fight. But I just cannot emphasize how important it is. If you are a Shopify fan, you're looking at them executing cleanly and closing out the map methodically through constant pickoffs and smokes.
All right, let's see if they can put it together here in game number 2. It is, of course, Shopify Rebellion versus Team SPiRIT. The winner of this series will be going through to the upper bracket of TI. The loser will be stuck down in the lower bracket. And neither of these teams have much success when they do start the tournament in the lower bracket. It's important to mention that.
Yeah, not only that, you get to the upper bracket, you're ever so close to getting to that that position to play in the Climate Pledge on the final weekend of TI, right? That's the arena that you want to be in. That's the arena with the nostalgia, the fans and everything. And yeah, getting into upper bracket just makes you one step closer to being able to play in such a prestigious
arena.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. I was like, well, how do I want to close that one out? That's all good. I'll let you finish it. I like how you finish my sentences. It's all good.
We finish each other's, both of these guys. I mean, you look back at the Berlin Major, you look back at the Bali Major, both of them went through the group stages in the lower bracket. Both of them knocked out in the first round of it, so... Napoleon just takes a face full of damage here, trying to heal up with the Nature's Attendants. It's not going to be enough, though. First blood goes to RTZ. Some nice Midas money right there.
Yeah, so he's already put in his quick buy. No, he's not.
So middle lane it will be the Arbed SPiRIT versus the Lal Puck. I don't know how many times we're going to cast SPiRIT mid games. It feels like a lot, but yeah, this hero, kind of doesn't do amazingly. It just kind of trades in lane, uses the boulder smash to secure CS, and then runs around the map and bonks people.
The key thing is the run around the map. This time, as we sorry, as I mentioned during the draft, it's so easy for him to be able to go to a side lane and net kills. You've got Centaur Stomp, Double Edge, Mystic Flare on the off lane. In the other side, you've got Chaos Bolts into Cold Feats and Vortex. Like, this should be such an active laning phase for Shopify if they can get the levels. Level 2 advantage is going to be critical as well. I think SPiRIT need to respect that. The Spirit Breaker and Wraith King, these side lane calls don't really pressure too much.
Again, as you mentioned, it should be a pretty good laning phase, although none of Arteezy gets bashed this much. I mean, it's been like 5 hits and 2 bashes. He's getting low. Collapse will die. Arteezy survives. No, he will not. Mira finds him with the stroke of fate. Fly is trying to finish it off to Mira here, but Mira's turned around upon him with the Inkswell. Fly fighting up right now. What do they have in terms of regen? The answer is Mira has more. We will be able to take him down and get the double kill on the Grimstroke.
Really nice set of kills there, and all started with Clouser to get a couple clutch bashes, and Arteezy getting a freebie.
All right, comes back in, gets a kill. That feels pretty damn good, honestly.
Yeah, that's nice. Drop a couple more items, allow his AA to bring them back in. Resources should be pretty healthy for Shopify, but again, SPiRIT probably packing a little bit more of a punch in the lane than expected.
Collapse. He's going to have to charge away from this one, just enough to break the Cold Feet and then come straight back to the lane. Again, look at the harassment coming out from these two in the bottom side. They just want to use all their abilities, all their spells. They are getting a bit of revenge for game number 1, I feel, on Collapse, just taking out their frustrations on him.
Yeah, SPiRIT also being very vocal with their voice lines, right? They're spamming this like goodbye clown sign. They're doing a lot of just like a psychological warfare that you often see from the teams that really are finding their groove at the in some of these tournaments. But yeah, for Shopify, I'm surprised they actually didn't bring a couple mangoes back down to this bot lane. With how spammy they are being, it could have helped out and saved light. Has 8 sticks, so
I've always wanted to be a
fine.
giant spacecraft.
A lot of toothpicks coming his way, but thank you, boy. You can take
I
it.
think Dire's fortification will work,
A lot of trading going on right now. So far, big one is the laning phase, honestly. Are they? He's kind of just owning the middle lane on CS. Lol. Oops. It's pretty impressive. And he's going to try and race Lal over for the bounty rune here. Sees that Lal's actually on him as well, so gives up on the idea.
Yeah, pretty nice active as well, Ben. If he can push this wave in a little bit and then go stand back on that high ground, potentially point Mr. CS, but okay. Doesn't opt to use the border smash there, so Lal not missing out on any of that XP or creeps. So a very good start for Arben.
Yeah, he's doing great. All in all, no one's really suffering except for the cow. Nice for it.
Yeah. Are going to be thoroughly enjoying the start of this one. I think this game, the build for Race Team, Collapse is going to be tough.
No mana for the Chaos Bolt just yet. Very close to it though.
Were you watching?
Collapse just continuing to be hammered every time he comes near the creep wave, so he really is going to have a slow start. Like, he's not even got the minus queued up at the moment. He's realizing just how grim things are.
Watch good. They're taking in.
Yeah, certainly is. Still not onto our TV. Arch comes in, Voshka from behind. The damage is there to take down Collapse before Arteezy does fall. Fly, can he get himself back to the tower? Yeah, but Voshka saying, no, sir, will not. The right clicks are there. Mira gets the double. Sure, they take down Collapse once again, but 2 deaths in the bottom lane does not make it worth. But over towards mid, this might Lal. He could be in some trouble. There is no roll available, and Lal has the base shift and all back. not enough damage coming out from Crit or Abed.
It's a really nice rotation there from the Enchantress. And you know that the CK and AA are stepping up so far down the lane to apply that pressure, and the Imposter rotates in, gets the double. Grimstroke, with his 2 double kills, already has the mana boots as well. The spam from the same move just slowly increase up.
I think Mira already has the insult going, pops it early to try and get himself away, going for the TP out here. They don't have the damage to bring him down here, and the Grimstroke narrowly escapes with his life. SPiRIT, I'm gonna stop playing him at the moment. Yep, see you later. It's back towards the middle lane. Fine.
This is one of the
Radiant's top tower.
better ways to shut down the Spirit Breaker, right? Like, even though you were training live a couple times, he's only just hit level 4. Like, compare that to Saberlight, he's quite healthily on the way to level 6, and net worth. He's about to get overtaken by the Enchantress, right? So this Spirit Break doesn't really have a place on the map right now, compared to last game where he was just fully free farming up, getting the Midas, existing in bot lane, doing everything he needed to do.
Top lane, Rogue onto Torrent. He's going to be going for the first time here. Does hit level 6 just in time before they're able to catch him. And now he's TPing out. They don't have it. They don't have the roll. There's nothing. Oh my god.
It's not 8% cooldown,
yeah. Just TPing it out. I mean, sure, I have to move back to lane, but I mean, Torrent doesn't care about that. He stays alive, and that's the big deal.
The fact that he also had ultimate, right? Some of these Wraithking players, they're incredibly greedy with how they level up their hero, but yeah, he keeps that point, has the ultimate in play, and Aster also doesn't have 4 points of rolling boulder yet to always have that TP cancel in play with the 4-second cooldown.
I'm not sure what. Torrent literally hit level 6 during that gank as well. Like, they were going on at level 5. So very fortunate that we were able to get that up in time. There's a movement once again onto Collapse. Collapse moving aggressively with the Inkswell though. Forward onto Fly. I don't think he's going to be surviving this one though. Moving to the tree line. That's not enough. Although in comes a puck. Breaks the coil on Fly. Fly just trying to get away. Crit will get beaten down by the supports. Fly duking through the tree lines, but it's not enough. Love gets upon him regardless. Now Vaposhka and Mira helping out their puck. Making sure he's okay, so just kind of offlane with the 2 supports down here in the bottom lane. He's absolutely fine for now.
Collapse is potentially about to be bottom net worth of all the Spirit players, by the way. It's like 100 gold difference. Well, officially, we can confirm that Shopify have shut down the Spirit Breaker. That is at least one checkbox ticked on the road to getting a game 3.
Well, we're eating steak tonight, that's for sure.
Spirit is very
with double damage.
It's not going to be the nicest steaks. Like, you'd have to do like quite a slow cooked dish for him.
Iris middle tower doesn't last long.
Yeah. But middle lane, Arda just used the double damage rune to just take the tier 1 tower at mid whilst the puck is rotating. They're trying to get a bit of revenge for that now though. Team Spirit, 3-man squad comes rotating in. Arbed, has he read it? He could roll away if he moves now. He does stand a chance of getting out of this one. In fact, he just walks in the opposite direction. That's an effective strategy.
Yeah, Fog drill on the... I'll say Fog. Fly right though. Sorry, Fog is right there.
Nice roll. Does it make a difference? It's a little bit late there from Crit. Even the coil was able to come off. Magnetize coming down with the sponsor, and they got the damage to bring down Also taking some heavy hits here. Mira just throws down the Soulbind, holding him next to Saberlight, but Saberlight wants to kill Lal. He wants to get the damage off, but Crit running the other direction. Needs to go and get the right click off. Crit's gonna die. Goes down as well. Yatora coming across as well. Saberlight going for the TP out. Yatora from around gets the Wraithfire block. Beautiful movement from him as the Inkswell onto the Hellbear. Smasher breaks down Saberlight as well. The slaughter across the map as Team SPiRIT take down 3.
Yeah, really nice moves there from Spirit. What I was trying to say was Fly had on the minimap, he was like, guys, they're smoked, they're rotating to the mid, and that's why Shopify, they're moving towards the top side of the map, but Spirit, they just continued making that move. They never let it off, and in doing so, yeah, just get punished. All 5 heroes were ready to take that engagement. That's a few that Shopify did break. Now Mira able to get out.
How many times are people just going to TP out against these 2?
He's wrong.
We need to be careful, Shopify. Like, they're the ones who should be getting all the kills right now. They're just not really connecting that perfectly on some of their moves. They do need to get some levels as well. Like Fly, he's got level 6, Crit. Basically a whole level away. Once that comes in with the Mystic Flare, it will simplify a lot of these engagements. But until then, They are victim to Spirit. Just moving a little bit better on the map right now.
And you don't really need net worth on your Spirit Breaker when he's just kind of providing vision with the Charge of Darkness and kind of getting into the fights, using his ulti. Like, sure, he's not having the most impact. He's not having the same amount of impact as other offlaners might be at this point, but he's there, and he's going to have his Midas very soon as well, so we'll start to get that XP coming on in.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's game is soon going to return. I'd say he's got about 9 more minutes of Spirit Breaker not being the busted hero that we've seen, and the Midas will need to kick in. This will be the perfect example, though. Does he still go for the Octarine, knowing that his game is difficult? Will he just rush towards the Shadow Blade or the BKB or something else instead?
That depends on the vision of the game for the whole team, really. What they want him to be providing and when. I've been preferring Greed as a recent. Meanwhile, Fly caught out of the river, an ancient apparition, unfortunately.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Collapsing these guys charge.
Does get away. Close on the coil there. If the if the ult did connect, he might have been jumping in and coiling in to get the kill, but
Wait up.
somehow survives that. And jump in from Abed. Abed gets on top of the puck, but once again, Puck might just survive through it. No, the silence is there. Surely they bring him down this time around. Surely they can get the kill, and Frostbite comes up, and they do get the kill. Collapse, moves in, onto Fly, throws down the ultimate. He just wants to bring him down. Does he survive, though? Crit, they're all chasing at the moment. Silence is there, stuns are out, damage is in, and Collapse is down. 2 cores dead on the side of Team Spirit. Shopify, they finally get a chance to take a breath here.
Nice couple of kills for them, and also Shopify, these are the kills that they need to help accelerate their early game timings. SPiRIT about to complete that blade mail. You've got CK completing the Echo Saber, and Centaur about 1,000 gold away from his blink. Like, once these 3 items come in for Shopify, you expect them to be crossing that river and making the bigger plays into Spirit, of course. Continuing to poke, they go from mid straight back into bot lane, using that twin gate. They've like shooting
Saberlight trying to get away, not going to happen. Too much damage coming out from the Toro the first current while. 4 points already on the Enchantress with that emphasis. 8.
Do Radiant want their
The cool thing about drafting Enchantress is making sure that you have a couple heroes in front line for you, because you know that you will always be able to scale. Right? Like time and time again, Makoshka, he's not changing his build. You're not seeing him go for some like Holy Locket, Libercate style Enchantress. He's consistently going for Treads, Drum, Dragon Lance, Hurricane Pike into Moonshard. Was the way that they drafted. You've got Spirit Breaker, Wraith King, even Puck to some degree. A lot of heroes to facilitate the fight and give Ench that scaling potential.
Like, sure, you can make the argument that Shopify can just destroy an Enchantress if they want to, but using resources to kill this Enchantress is not going to feel good. Especially when the Puck in the game just flies. But okay, there's no longer a Puck in the game. that was consistent.
What else, Brit? Once mid lane.
He's looking, but he's not cooking just yet. Mira trying to sidestep it, but unfortunately moves into Arteezy. Arteezy starting to make moves on the map with this Echo Saber, with this Armlet. They want to start taking some names and maybe some towers this game as well. What they failed to do last game was get objectives.
Yeah, I feel like if Shopify was able just to see the big picture of the game right now, if they click on Wraith King and see Midas with a Radiance queued up, and a Spirit Breaker with a Midas into Octarine queued up, like, this is like the most alarming moment. Guys, we need to fight, we need to punish this. Like the last game, they got an Aegis and then they just sat back, continued farming. But you cannot allow Spirit to itemize like this and then to farm for 20 minutes. And already Albert is hearing these calls, he's constantly trying to make something happen. The pressure is being applied.
Changed to Rolling Boulder. He's got an Arcane Rune as well. Arbed, there's no coil. He's got an Arcane. Surely he wants to fight here. Team not quite behind him at the moment. Arteezy moving around to the bottom side of the map. Of course, still looking to keep these lanes pushed out and get farm where he can. A little over-aggressive, but I don't know. Are we looking for another early Roche here from Shopify if they get a couple more kills and secure this top side of the map?
That's potentially the biggest downside for Shopify right now. Is just watch them execute Bambi real quick. That quick, right? It's they can have the first of AA, which will help cushion and Russian around it, but they will need to probably get a couple team wipes before they really entertain it.
Got my law there a little bit. No, cooking the dude. Well, it's like, all right, buddy. But meanwhile, elsewhere, they're going for the kill from F5 Nera. Yeah, tries to get the full-stop wave. Not going to make a difference, though. Still gets brought down. And now, well, Collapse going to charge it onto Fly. That'll do at least one return kill going the way. Collapse trying to TP up at Aster. He's got a billion rolling boulders in his pocket with his arcane move. No chance of getting out of this one. RTZ comes in to help out as well. Collapse does fall. Fly responding well to what Team SPiRIT are trying to do here.
Getting some pretty important kills. SPiRIT, it's fun to see them, even when they're in like kind of a farm state, still look to entertain that potential pickoff. But yeah, for SHOPIFY right now, just sweeping around. I think, of course, Abed is leading the charge on pretty much every engagement right now. Heart soon to be complete as well. This is going to be one incredibly tanky Earth Spirit. The blink is complete on Centaur. Do they have stalls available on SHOPIFY? Yeah, they got one on Crypt. This will be the important, I think, window for SHOPIFY. How do they utilize this smoke? Do they get taken off Raking 2 times? Stop him from freely farming up to his Radiance? Like, what is their kind of their big plan to enter the mid game?
They're looking for something here. RTZ TP bottom, but he's not interested in the creep wave just yet. Looking to see if anybody comes down to do with his bottom wave. Nobody does, so he'll look to farm it and probably take this tier 1 tower, which is already pretty darn low. Wondering what the fight conditions look like for Team SPiRIT. They've got themselves this Midas on this Wraith King. He's going for the Radiance. Maybe Radiance and Blink? Maybe they look for an engagement from the Taurus?
I think just having level 2 ultimate, which he's already got, plus Radiance is enough for him to entertain joining a fight. They're pretty close to being able to actually want to engage onto SHOPIFY. But the lack of building damage, lack of Roshan right now for SHOPIFY is going to constantly be able to turn them. They're trying to get collapsed, but he got the charge. He's quicker than the ball.
He's quicker than the ball, but it doesn't matter. Abed's got the reach, he's got the catch, and they're still able to bring him down. Unfortunately, only charging across the nearby creep wave is not enough to save his life.
Unfortunately, didn't charge to mid or top. There were some creeps in vision if he wanted to. Opted to go for the shorter range charge.
Just had to be quick about it, but yeah, ultimately ends up to make go to Aster here. He does have the play now, so it's gonna hurt them. They need to get this one done quick, and it doesn't let it gonna be able to bring him down. And the Poshka once again just firing out the impetus is obliterating Crit. He needs to run right now because he does not have the health to keep this one going. RTZ nowhere near in the neighborhood as well. There's no chance SHOPIFY taking this one, and they will leave Fly for dead.
SHOPIFY just aren't able to connect on the kills that you kind of expect them to look for. And on top of that, in the river, Earthspirit gets hit by the Soulbind. Crit then walks into it, connecting, preventing Earthspirit then to disengage. And yeah, SPiRIT, the Radiance is complete for Wraith King. You can see that instant shift of their logic in the game. To get this item, they group up around him, and they start moving him towards the buildings. I think if SHOPIFY are to try and fight this Wraith King, can they kill him 2 times now? This mischance really does hurt CK.
Yeah, it's all about the Chaos Knight. You know, can he keep those illusions up for 2 times in a row and kind of enable his team to keep on pounding away into the Wraith King, or can they just kill off everybody else? No, that's going to be the big key. I think Alal, there's a lot of pressure on him to be surviving these engagements, at least for the first life of the Wraith King.
I think CK right now is still in that window of able to execute pretty much every hero. And he's trying to do it with that Shadow Blade. Sorry, I mean Silver, even better.
There you go. Don't get taken on down, but that's been a pretty staple of this game. With this Midas, you know, like, you can kill him, sure, but he's always going to just be Midasing stuff and keep progressing in the game.
Technically, these all belong
to me. Good pickoff. What do they do with it, though? That is the big question.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looking to potentially try and steer away or Tormentor here. There are 4 heroes positioned on the Dire side.
Do Radiant want their middle tower to fall?
Still under a Watcher, though, so
They
don't have the vision. And that was quick. I mean, I almost got blasted in the process as well, but there we go. Yeah, it's a pretty nice shot to pick up, right?
Yeah, very nice shot for Ancient Apparition. It's also one of the reasons why the hero is more viable. They pushed the damage into the spell for Ice Vortex and reworking the shard so it applies a stun on Ice Blast Connect based on your current level in Cold Feet. And yeah, just giving
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
done more purpose to AA. Very, very useful. SPiRIT, though, they are currently smoked up in the mid lane. They have drawn a perfect line to find Arteezy. And they have one sentry, so they do have detection for the Silver Edge. Oh, he just used it as well.
They won't even need to. Here they go, onto Arteezy. The rest of the team, they need to get hit fast, and the Stampede comes down, but it's not going to make a difference. Arteezy is dead. SHOPIFY nowhere to be found. Crit gets caught up by Coil on the sidelines, just going to get back up onto the high ground and get themselves away from this. Wow, Toro. Very aggressive, blink up onto the high ground there. They have zero respect for SHOPIFY if they don't have their CK.
And over here,
don't misclick your Silver Edge, guys. He's using it to... I'm sure it was an accident on that Ancient camp. And then in doing
I don't know, I've seen him do it a couple of times, T.
Well, either way, whatever he just did there sealed his death. If he had it in play, there was no detection. He could just walk south. The Ent wasn't in position, but using the Silver Edge like that, got him killed off. And their SPiRIT, they are just making all the moves here. Equally kind of awkward for them to go Roshan. Like, neither team wants to do this, right? A very quick kill.
Yeah. No team has like the huge Roshan lineup, and it's more about going on the map and finding stuff rather than trying to set up for the big 5v5. So I don't think either team does that particularly well in terms of draft, but yeah, Arbed, you know, he's kind of just... There's been a lot of the aggression, really, from SHOPIFY. Like, it feels like... I mean, they're not that far behind. In fact, they're barely far behind at all, but it feels like they're just so afraid to go out and make moves on the map.
Are we about to potentially see 3 hearts in the game? Centaur's got one queued up. SPiRIT already has a heart, and CK's just buying a Reaver.
Seems that way, yeah.
That's a lot of heart put into a game. Yeah.
Good item. Bottom lane. SHOPIFY hunting at the moment. They don't have their Scarab Mage with them. They see Lal, but they don't get the silence on Lal. Gets off the race shift, and instead they're just going to go for Collapse. Collapse will get brought down. I think a really cool here. We'll do it onto Arteezy and Stabilize. Yutoro jumping in now, throws out the stun onto the center. Center having to turn around. Titan's actually dead. Turning around to Yutoro's first life goes very quickly indeed. But there comes the Grimthrow once again, leashing them together. But Yutoro is dead. They have the damage, but down goes Arteezy as well. The toothpicks do the work. Silenced up 1,000 times over. Apparently he's going to die as well. Lal out of the fight. And SHOPIFY, they grab a few of them. And what the hell? Apparently there's a Grimstroke here. I don't know how he ended up in this situation, but nevertheless, will be another hero taken out by SHOPIFY Rebellion, and that's 4 heroes dead. Successful engagement.
Yeah, really successful engagement. The smoke wraparound, they instantly find the puck, but Lal, beautiful reaction to disengage, and then Collapse. He's kind of just in no man's land, and in doing so, SPiRIT like, well, I guess we should take the fight, and yeah. Crit, showcasing how much damage you can do on the Scarab Mage. And really nice positioning from Fly as well. He was holding that high ground position underneath the cover of his ward, holding his ultimate until that second life of the Wraith King, and as soon as the reincarnation came into play, pops the Ice Blast, prevent Wraith King from really feeling too good on that second life. And yeah, SPiRIT, a rare moment where they're not truly ready as a full 5. A nice smoke from SHOPIFY. It's been something we've been looking for, I think, in the last like 8 or so minutes. It does finally connect, and instantly they go in again. They're smoked up, SPiRIT AA and Scarab Mage. Incredibly short cooldowns on their kill spells. And they would love to find Wraith King right now without his ultimate, but he's on the other side of the map. So potentially Lal is the target of choice here.
And that will be an easy pick up for them. Not particularly high value kill, but might set up for them to look towards Roshan now. It has just turned nighttime, and this pit is kind of free for them at the moment. Do Team SPiRIT mount a contest?
Okay. Arteezy scared me for a second. He just put a second Reaver in his quick fire, and I was like, do not try and make me talk about double Reaver for build on CDK. Okay, that is not a thing.
Don't make me justify that one, Arteezy, please.
No, I'm here to flame if he does it, but no, he does no good for the heart. So we are going to see SHOPIFY Rebellion by maybe the 30-minute mark with a triple heart on Centaur, SPiRIT, and CK. They are going to be incredibly beefy boys. With an Aegis to boot.
There you go.
Good
Aegis
job,
into the hands of the Chaos Knight. Now, what can they get done with it? And Team SPiRIT, how well can you move around this map? I'm almost excited to watch Team SPiRIT be in the losing position again because they play it so well. But meaning they're going on to Arteezy here. They want to take this Aegis out the moment they have it. And they might just do it. Oh, invisibility.
He's wrong.
Keep him alive.
Don't do Shopify like that, man. The previous game, they used their Aegis to not do a lot. In this game, if you take it away instantly, come on, give them something, SPiRIT. Let them have a moment, please.
Arteezy spies through it all. They kind of got him up to the high ground. The impetus started missing, and that's when they realized, like, they respect the damage output from this Enchantress so much that when they got onto the high ground, they were just like, no, it's not happening anymore.
Tower is under attack.
Rifkin completes the BKB. So this time, when he enters the fight, he isn't going to be annoyed by any of these cheap stuns that Shopify have. He will be able to freely get off his right clicks.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Keep being downstairs.
Dire's middle tower is
Your
under
cancel the TP. That one
Dire's
is a
courier
bit disastrous. They have the damage there to bring down pretty much anyone who TPs in on those
Dire's
careers.
courier is so dead.
Figuring yes.
Jax thinks Radiant's
That'll help the heart game for sure. Yep.
He's wrong.
And yeah, he has his coming out to him now.
Radiant's bottom tower
Team
is
SPiRIT
under
still waiting to see if anybody shows on this bottom side. The Skeletons are just going to town on this tier 3 tower. Shopify just not willing to send anybody back to deal with it right now. They want to find something on this map, but they're just not going to.
Sableye then.
Yeah, here we go. Someone comes back to defend. Sableye gets called out, uses the Stampede, trying to get away, stunned forever. Will the impetuses land? Yes, they will. Miposhka gets him. The tower's still falling. I mean, they've almost got it.
Jax
Playing
thinks
into an
Radiant's
Aegis, and they've almost broken the high ground.
And here's a fortification from Radiant.
Dark Troll Summoner plus the Skeletons. That's a lot of damage.
What's the bone zone down here? Arteezy running out, looking for a target. Doesn't quite see Miposhka due to the nighttime vision. It's unfortunate. And he's seen on a ward now as well.
Radiant are scanning for
Team
enemies.
SPiRIT. They want to get behind. They want to see who is behind the big boy. And they've completely cut him up. Look at the mini-map right now. They're just going for the targets, which Arteezy cannot help with at the moment. Brit, he's just going to get obliterated. Fly trying to hide on the high ground. Sardley just says, see you later, buddy, and rolls himself away. Doesn't want anything to do with this one. Collapse comes in on the tier 4 season. He's going to take the fight. Buyback comes out from the Skyrock mage, but once again, Miposhka just blasting away from the backline. It's Enchantress. He's a real carry. He's doing so much work. Arteezy comes back immediately. Tori with the BKB trying to get his way out of this one. Ascendal goes in deep. Tori is still standing his ground. The Inkstar heals him up to full charge through the both of them. They're being controlled heavily here. Arteezy needs to get off his damage. He needs to find a target. Miposhka could be the perfect target for it. Playing up front, they're going to redirect the stun and keep Miposhka alive. For the time being, charge in though onto Arteezy. He's being beaten down. He doesn't have the help. And he is going to fall. 2 lives taken care of. Sableye TPs away. Another game, another tragedy for Shopify Rebellion and Team SPiRIT just playing so damn well. On the park, at the very least, it might be able to catch out long here. Phase shift not going to save him. Sableye and Fly find something for themselves.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Miposhka's doing so much work in this fight. I'm just kind of left a little bit of speechless.
Damage.
Like Shopify, they got all this heart, but like there's an Enchantress, and Peter's just boom, hitting through them. See, like Arteezy, he starts to fight by himself, trying to get into the middle of the Team SPiRIT's lineup, but he just lost the Aegis. And at that point, Miposhka just free casting his spells. He wishes he had a little bit more mana. He ran out at the very end because he'd used like 20, 30 plus impedance across that. Yeah, Shopify, they are struggling a little bit here. I think now they got to think about this Enchantress first. If they don't shut down Miposhka, it's just going to rip through the entire lineup. Just Hurricane Pike sitting on the back line. And he's got Moonshot. He's already got a Moonshot available.
He's already got the money for it. Miposhka is a crazy bastard. I cannot believe he gets away with this every single game. No drums even this time. Just every single game he just pushes it further. Oh my god. So sick. Team SPiRIT, man, like every single time they're behind, I'm just like, all right, sweet. Like we get to watch them find some crazy way back into this game. Awesome.
Not only do they play exceptionally well, but they find their opponent's mistakes so easily, so cleanly, right? And I think for Shopify now, Arteezy, he has the silver, he has the break mechanic. maybe he needs to think about finding Enchantress first, instantly kill her off, and then force Spirit to lose out on it.
There you go. It's alright, he did as well! My god! He kills 2 heroes! Oh.
That's what they needed.
What now, Enchantress fans?
They've already brought Tormentor into their roster, and that's how they're going to do it. We've seen it before in the history of Dota. 6-man rosters do relatively well, and yeah, the Tormentor doing an absolute shift with combination and flood. That's how you kill off the Fosca.
See that? Like, I don't
Radiant's
know.
top tower is under attack.
Don't ask questions. Just enjoy the fact.
Yeah,
we have to witness the
Dire's
magic.
bottom tower is under attack.
I'm sure we'll have a replay for it very shortly as well, because that was absolutely unhinged.
Oh, and there goes Dire's bottom
All right,
tower.
Shopify, they're back in a reasonable position then.
Tower is under attack.
Take a bottom tier 2 tower, easy as that. Great King can't fight for the time being until his reincarnation is back. Collapse, running on the bottom lane there. Oh, that's easy shows. Maybe been caught out, but actually a CK alone isn't enough to take down a Bulldoze Spirit Breaker, I think. Pretty silly hero. All right, well, now it's time to wait until... Yeah, just to be back in play. Now, the interesting thing here is that it could daytime or a nighttime Roshan due to when it's respawning, and that always
we got a replay. This is way more important.
Jesus.
And then the skeletons!
The skeletons! No! Stop!
Sorry, I take it back. It wasn't a 6-man roster. It was like a 22-man roster.
20-man roster.
Shopify really pulling everything to get the win.
Stop, my children. You're killing your father.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Oh my god. All right. That's fucking hilarious. Shopify. They are smoked up around the bottom area of the map, seeing if the Spirit Breaker wants to come charging them through. Team Spirit, well, camping on the middle lane at the moment. Of course, it is kind of on Team Spirit to make their way back to the bottom side, over towards this Roche pit. But at the moment, the base is being pushed in pretty damn hard. Yatoro doesn't care about smoking. He's not a supple man. He's going to take down the tier 2 tower. Who knows if Shopify ain't going to do anything about it.
Do Radiant want their middle tower to fall? Dire are scanning for enemies.
Skeletons, they're hitting mid.
Radiant's middle
They
tower
want to
is under
return.
attack.
Making up for it.
We're sorry for getting you. We'll take mid tower instead.
Such a good position there. Going on to the Chaos Knight, they want to start a fight onto Arteezy. Torres on top of the damage is there. Where is the help? Where is the help? Arteezy's all alone and he is going to die. 100-0 with nothing to say about it. 3 heroes dead. This wasn't a fight, this was a murder. And now they come for the barracks in the bottom side. Team Spirit,
Radiant's bottom barracks are
they
under
make it look so damn easy.
Shopify is right in position. The skeletons were hitting mid grabs. Like, Spirit knew that they were out of base, so to even try and entertain that engagement, but yeah, Spirit utilizing this break team beautifully, pressuring bot, pressuring mid, always forcing the map out, and they're just looking to even hit the tier 4s here. There's no buyback on the Sky, there's no buyback on the CK. They're forcing out the glyph. Tier 2 and top lane is protecting Shopify from getting mega creeps right now. And that is going to be the issue for Shopify's lineup. They don't really push out the creeps that well. They don't really deal with the skeletons that well throughout the game. And it's why you see Spirit. They're not really playing that traditional form of Dota, which is smoke, get kills, and pickoffs. It's a lot of just that kind of macro play. Death by 1,000 cuts. A lot of skeleton gameplay helping Spirit just ignore how strong Shopify can be in the fights.
Yeah, so we're already moving up to the top side to set up this next Roshan as well. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, Yatoro just feels like a master on every hero he plays. Like, every single time, he's just utilizing every factor of the hero he plays beautifully, and then we'll do this exact same thing on the next one.
Radiant are
They're
scanning.
already positioned in top side of the map. Shopify are smoked up.
This could be the deciding
They
fight
lose
of the
this fight,
game.
it could be game.
Shopify want to come back into the series, but it is now. Well, they're going to pop everything, give them all the vision they need to start this one off. And once again, they're looking towards Arteezy. Collapses on him once again, just like yesterday one. Staying from the secret. They're both beautifully jumping the back lines. He's forcing the storm. Double buybacks from them straight off the back. Yatoro's taking hits as well. Large jumping around the fight. They're waiting for their supports to come back into this engagement. So Shopify only gives them the space. They'll back themselves away and wait for their resources to recover. Toro did die though. He did get picked off, and actually stabilization back in on the post. He wants to find a big target. The team, they're rallying around him, jumping in. They managed to catch out Lal as well. Lal stunned, silent for the time being, but the follow-up stun is not there. The Arteezy here, he's stunned up once again. Finding Spirit Breaker, who's on top of him. Bash comes out. Arteezy is dead. No buyback. They need to find a way to make this fight work without it, but I'm not sure it's possible. Sure, the Enchantress is getting low, but the Sintor's dead as well. A look over towards Crit. Crit is basically gone already. And once again, 3 dead. They do have the buybacks on the Centaur, on the Skyrath Mage, but meanwhile, Fly's desperately trying to defend the base.
For Shopify there, they felt pressured. They lost 2 lanes of racks. They knew that Roshan was available. So with the double support buyback on Spirit, like if they waited for the CK ultimate to come back in, that's when you can take the fight. But without those big spells in play, Spirit are easily able to capitalize on that. And Arteezy walks back into the fight just to instantly die off. Yeah, Spirit. Great positioning once again, reading that so beautifully. Keeping the lanes pushed, never really allowing Shopify that entry to an engagement. And now they're going to get the second Roshan, Aegis and Cheese. It does feel like Spirit should be able to walk down top lane, take that tier 2 and try and close out this game with at least the mega creeps in the next, within this Aegis window.
Well, moving down up the top lane, Collapse leading the charge.
Don't look too scared of Radiant's top tower.
Team Spirit. I mean, how do you defend against this now? Enchantress picked up the Aegis for God's sakes. Poshka, the real carry of Team Spirit. Now won't even be going down if you kill her. Oh man, I mean, I don't know how Shopify can do this.
Radiant's top tower.
They gotta hope that Spirit dies deep past the tier 2s, tier 3, oh sorry, tier 3, sorry, tier 4s.
Into the fountain.
Into the fountain. Collapse trying.
They managed to actually get their hands on the Spirit Break there. Stockholm really connecting here. Using the sidelines, I mean, they are bound up together for really, really well. Meanwhile, they're just trying to actually deal with the back, leaving it Toro in front as a tasty piece of bait. They also go for the buildings. Arbed got controlled up, but they have brought down Toro twice, but Arbed's dead as well. They can't get their hands on that part. They'll let him get away and move across towards Collapse. That's nice. Doing the damage. It's very hard for the Enchantress to get up a damage from the below ground here. The mischance is going to be coming into effect here. Glance up into the Centaur. Centaur taking hits. The barracks kind of exposed at the moment. But fight. They're taking a few seconds just to get their resources back and then get back to defending this. But the Mega Creeps are on the way. The Postman making sure of it right now. The real carry of Team Spirit doing their work. 4 staffs away. Dodging out the CK. Stuns out from Collapse with the Ink as well. They're chaining it perfectly right now. And a bash comes through as well. Another charge. Arteezy can't push his button. They're trying to just bring down this Enchantress. They're doing for the first time at the time. That is out onto Arteezy again. He's dead. No buyback. No CK. Upper bracket down. Team Spirit taking out heroes left, right, and center. Shopify trying their hardest to stay in this game, but I'm just not sure there's a chance of buyback now coming out from the Rain King. Saberlight on the back ones, just trying to bring down Collapse, but he's gone. Just across the map, he's out of here. Crit taking damage from the Enchantress as well. She starts up, so she can't use the impetus once again, just using that Hurricane Pipe. Saberlight trying to bring her down. Surely she will fall. Yotaro comes in from the side to bring down Crit. Stampede used, but Poshka is dead. The game might not be over yet, T.
You take that as a massive victory for Shopify, right? Like, Yotaro just bought back. You didn't really progress the game. You didn't get mega creeps, right? Like, you're one game, like, you're one ancient falling away from being in the lower bracket for the international. So, you take this if you're Shopify, but yeah, for Spirit.
17k damage dealt from the Centaur Wall Runner. 12 damage off the double edge. What the hell?
I mean, with the shot as well, it builds up over time. And, this Enchantress, what's his scoreline? 13, 5, and 13 on Maposhka. Truly the carry in this game for Team Spirit. This is the nuisance of Collapse from the Spirit Breaker, the damage from Enchantress, the survivability of Yotaro, so many layers built in this lineup. And yeah, they've got to be careful because there is going to be a window where Wraith King doesn't have buyback. And this does feel like the type of game that Shopify get a kill, run it down mid, hope to keep taking the fight in one great charge to get themselves out of this game. It doesn't sound promising, but it's maybe the only way Shopify can do it.
Just stepping it up here in the final moments of this game and making them know for the final moments of the game, giving Shopify a second chance.
I think as well, like, once you get a team that's really good with Spirit Breaker, it does annoy you a lot throughout the game, because how do you buy BKB in this game and feel good? Because there's this Aghanim Spirit Breaker called Serene, a 6-second charge, he's just bashing throughout the fight, never striking you as well. Like, it's one of those items where I wish I had it to deal with everything else, but then Spirit Breaker. And obviously some games you're going to have to just ignore the fact and go for it, and it's not, I don't think it's too important right now anyway, but Spirit Breaker just really hurts the opponent's cause and how they want to itemize in the game. I feel like if anything, this is probably, I think CK kind of needed a blink in this game, right? To be able to find that Grimstroke, to find that Enchantress, to stop from free casting the spells. That could have probably been a key item difference in this game for me, but yeah, so far, Shopify, they are smoked up. Yeah, I would say smoked up, they have ninja gears. Hoping to find a pick. No. Breaking the smoke quite nicely.
Yeah, this is a
Spirit though. How do they approach the next window of the game? 5 minutes now, Wraith King doesn't have buyback. Roshan might respawn in 3 minutes or so. Of course, doesn't heavily favouring Spirit.
He's just buying out every single time. This man has no cares about his buybacks.
At this stage of the game, you need to just play for that one fight, and they're going for it.
Boschka has been seen, Suns is out. Chase, it doesn't connect. They're not willing to overextend, and there's just an army of skeletons pouring into the triangle right now. There's a bed around here.
Guys, didn't you help us at the Tormentor? Why are you now running at us? Come on.
Yeah. Whose side are they on? We don't know.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Lol, by the way, looking to repurpose his build for the late game here. Picking up the Aghanim Scepter, going for Mjolnir. So they're going to be doing a bit of damage to these Dream Coils as well. I mean, this is an excellent tool for just killing supports. You jump in the backlines, drop a coil, get out, and your coil will just do the work for you.
Also helps with just additional procs of your Mjolnir down the line. Wraith King's already got one as well, so now you've got 2 Mjolnirs, the Radiance, these CK Illusions, just passively going to go down in the fight if it lasts a little bit too long. The Team Spirit, they are dodging Shopify here. They just move to the top side of the map. They don't want to give Shopify this opportunity to take a fight outside of their base, give them the time to instantly knock on the tier 2 and the tier 3. And now they themselves smoke up, running deep here to maybe contest this Tormentor.
Tormentor at this point in the game. Pretty damn tough. They get crit shard. Then onto Saberlight. Saberlight is just taken out of the equation straight away. You get the Tormentor, you lose your Centaur. That is the trade which Shopify has been forced into. He does have the buyback. As Arteezy just continuing buying more and more items. Grabs the Harpoon now as well. The final barrack under attack. And now the Chaos Knight being thrown up at the moment. They've got the call coming out. Tura also taking a lot of damage in this at the moment. Once again, Saberlight into the backlines, knows his job to clean up the road. They're going to try and bring down the edge. He's even got a BKB now at the moment. He's fighting through it for now. Big stun with the X1 coming up through Tura, jumping on in. Look for Arteezy. Arteezy backs himself away under the cover and still breaks the lead onto Saberlight. Saberlight, he survives for the time being. Turns around with the stun. There's something Tura. They might be able to take him down. They have. Tura is dead without buyback. A real opportunity here for Shopify. They found it, but they need to take out the rest. And the rest are going down. Now that's on top of them as well. The damage is going to be there. Saberlight fighting up into everybody. They take down the post and no buyback on the edge. They'll get Mirror as well. They needed a miracle, and they may have just found it. Saberlight continuing to chase, but they are on the run. How much can the Puck and the Spirit Breaker do to delay things right now? It might just be a Spirit Breaker. Lyle still trying to play with him at the moment. Trying to move, jumping across, Hoyle, Blink, everything being used from the Puck in these fights just to be annoying. But they just need to get down the middle lane right now.
Finally, able to connect on their spells. They found the Prosperous. Saberlight had to buy back, but it was the perfect buyback. And on top of that, just the damage came out. Spirit not really able to connect, and there's a window of 70 seconds without Wraith King buyback. We're not going to be expecting a lot from Shopify here, but it's a start of a potential comeback. They are able to win fights if they can execute, and for Spirit, maybe getting a little bit too carried away, a little bit too comfortable.
And they,
How much can they get here?
That middle tower.
This is not a whole lot. I mean,
Wake on class?
yeah.
Nice Wind Waker.
Dancing around
Dire's
them.
top tower has some radiant
Middle
shape
tower is gone. Top tower also going to be falling as well. They're opening themselves up for their own possibility of getting mega creeps at some point in the game.
Dire's middle tower is under
Oh my god, collapse.
So they're not going to get really anything from this. Like, I felt like that fight from Shopify was as soon as your Taro died without buyback, like how quickly can they conclude the fight with enough resources to then run it down the lane and get a little bit of map pressure themselves. But because you have Puck, because you have Spirit Breaker, even when you do win the fight and have like, oh wait, you're doing it, there's so many things you have to do. And Mega Creeps, of course, were taken.
Honestly,
for Team Spirit there.
The worst two heroes to be left alive after a fight.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. There's a TP coming in here from Hitoro. They're going to go for this. They're definitely going to go for this. Throwing everything they've got onto the Rave King. They're going to be able to take him down for the first time. He's coming back though. The TP's coming through. Jacob Clark, beautiful goal coming out from the puck as well. Hitoro, the second life is going to BKB and walk away. So he'll be fine for time being, but Lal, he's caught in the middle of it. He's going to go down. Has the buyback available. Huge Ice Blast going to come on through as well. There's still plenty of health left available on the Shopify heroes as they try and get on top of the opponent. Enchantress might be falling here. She is dead. They're looking for more. Probably not going to find it, but Roshan is now available. Slight, meanwhile, trying all by himself to defend this base. He's really struggling.
Spirit are making the end of this game quite spicy. You know, they get the Mega Creeps, lose a lot. Then they just, you're trying to TP him blindly by himself into the Roshan area, and okay, Shopify, they're against Mega Creeps. The net worth isn't too crazy, but they're gonna get the third Aegis. Because it is an Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher. This is gonna be a game of buybacks now. Can they do it? We've already seen a Mega Creeps come back so far at the rotating
Governor, are you starting to believe this is possible?
For the sake of the show, yes, I do believe.
I'm contractually obliged to say yes.
Very, I do believe this is the beginning. They will win, though. But if anything, I think for Shopify, they will be kicking themselves a little bit because they could have done all of these actions 25 minutes ago, you know? Like the fact it took them nearly 40 minutes to get to these types of fights, this construct of engagement, it's just a little bit too slow. And it's why Spirit are in such a dominating position. And you'd expect for Spirit now, okay, you know what? Kind of getting a little bit volatile with our gameplay. Let's sit back for a second. You've got an Aegis, congratulations. They'll probably farm the map and just keep Shopify in their base, keep the Mega Creeps running towards their side of the map, and then we'll see a fresh new round of engagement.
Alright, so what you're telling me is we've got about 4.5 minutes to burn.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Going. How are you feeling? Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah. Don't really know what Shopify is cooking yet, but they are cooking something, or trying to cook something.
Collapse is now awarding duty as well. They're going to be misclicked and accidentally put Collapse in as awards placed on their handset. Who's happy about this?
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Just doing it like that. Yes, okay, I accidentally put Nisha ward. It's okay. I forgot to change it. I did my tech check for TI, and then started casting, and then there was like a game too late where I clicked on Nisha and was like, oh no.
Absolutely. We found him here. He's got the bulldoze, of course, so very hard to actually bring him down. And yeah, he's just gone. So balanced. Filter in the super low game is just something else, man. Is this the 25 talent you expected to see? Plus 20% greater bash chance versus the bulldoze 500 all down the barrier?
Yeah, I mean, bashing is very good. And bulldoze, like, it's basically just like a block of cheese. And we know how bad that is. So, there could be some games where the left talent's warranted, but just getting that extra bash chance, especially when you've already got so many opportunities just to click through. There's some Swift, 37%? Yeah, I'll take those odds.
Not as good as 17, but we'll take it.
Yeah, 17 is a superior number. Allow.
It's a scary time, especially with a double damage Arteezy sniffing you out. Oh, you can tell he's thinking about it. He's always thinking about dropping the coil here, seeing if you can set up for something. And that's the thing, SPiRIT. Their communication is so crisp. They seem to be able to just be like yes or no as a team within like 0.5 seconds. And it's yes for everyone to do that. They found the silence, Love's dead. They get it. 100 seconds without the park. Could be something. He doesn't actually have the money for buyback at the moment, of course. They won't know that on Shopify, and it's very difficult to commit to a fight and then disengage if you see that buyback coming through. So see what the call is here from Shopify. Of course, Mega Creeps as well, going to create extra pressure, and they're actually clicking on SaberLight right now. He is the Aegis carrier.
And the important thing here, the reason why Shopify are finding so many opportunities, but actually they're going to try and jump SaberLight.
They're trying to get the colors there, and oh my goodness, the damage is there as well. The Post just going to blast through him. Life number 1, it's gone. Arben comes up collapse. Man's going to roll to him before he gets the charge, but they can't chase any further forward, because guess what? There it is. It's Arteezy coming through once again. And Arteezy gets thrown into the air, so no stun from you. No way he'll make it out of this one. They did. See you later.
So close to Shopify getting another kill to then be able to turn it around, but of course they trade the Aegis for that, and Shopify just utilizes the Ninja Gear so perfectly, right? CK plus Skyroth Mage. Arteezy goes for like a 50-minute Orchid to help with that Linken's pop, to help try and control that puck. And if there ever was a time where neutral items are really helping their team stay in the game, it is right now. Because this Ninja Gear item, even with a nerf in 7.34D, is giving them just enough opportunities, and now Mapochka stepped up. He wants to get
a really big target that can bring it down. Crit, he sees him, or does he? There he is. Silences out. BKB immediately popped from the Pochka so damn fast. Easy. He's not doing any damage to him. What is this? Arben comes through though. BKB's over. Just for his brigade last coming through as well. That will be done, but in comes the Soulbind once again from the Grimstroke, controlling up the two of them. Arteezy taking damage here. He is going to drop. And Arben, he needs to get out. He can't either. Turns to stone and taken down. 2 dead at the side of Shopify. Buyback's going to be forced, and they come out immediately.
Oh, this hurts. This hurts for sure. The fact they were trying to go for that pick off an Enchantress, and Mapochka, beautiful positioning. He hugs the tree line, throws up the Observer Sentry, and in doing so, getting that BKB off, preventing the break, and then it just took too long. SPiRIT instantly able to get back into that area. And we saw the value of the Dream Coil Agnims with Mjolnir. TK just instantly going down. Shopify using 3 buybacks just in response for 1 edge pickoff. Their playstyle was keeping them against the Mega Creeps. It was very refreshing, but one mistake, and of course you were then instantly shoved back into your base. If you can keep chaining the pick, you can keep playing the map. But as soon as it doesn't work out, and you don't have the buybacks, that confidence to leave your base is going to slowly disappear. And for SPiRIT, it does feel like they are just farming up, waiting for that next Aegis, and hoping to try and close out the game that way. But yeah, Shopify shouldn't, in theory, be too confident now. I say that, they're now
say that. The Crit's already hunting. I mean, they know they're not going to be let back into this game, so the opportunities need to come from them. Another charge. Arteezy really wanted to Spirit Breaker here. Well, he's very far Arteezy here, don't forget. No buyback available on him. The charge through once again. Collapse, he's taking damage in, and managed to get the fixture onto Arteezy. Character is not really massive, and now they're refreshing. Torres the one kind of losing it. Oh my god, from the sidelines. Arteezy is gone. Team SPiRIT, they get the carry. Can they do it without him? They've taken down Crit as well. Collapse trying to fight up with Arben here, but most from the sidelines just blasting out the impetus as Lau with the ultra kill. Moving on to SaberLight. SaberLight trying to do what he can, but there's nothing left in the tank. Centaur's going to drop a rampage for Lau to finish off this game. Sure, the buybacks are there, but they can't defend against this. There is no chance. Team SPiRIT running into the base to finish off Shopify Rebellion and send them down to the lower bracket. SaberLight jumping in, trying to do what he can, trying to fight up. I mean, he's got the cheese, they've got the damage onto Lal, maybe finishing him off with the Ice Blast, but look at the step just taking through SaberLight. His cheese doing absolutely nothing, and they will be able to finish on the Centaur. And there it is, GG called, game number 2. It goes to Team SPiRIT.
What a victory as well. Such a clean performance from SPiRIT. Shopify, unfortunately, not able to put the pieces together and will be playing in the lower bracket.
Absolutely. And we can throw it straight over to Action Slat, who's going to be with the winning team.